What a beard.
Welcome to another episode of two whites and a free fucking dinner crouton wrap. My name is Joey. I'm here with Will and Mike, who's just informed me that we're family now. So he's gonna light me up for all
anything goes in this
all
house
my
now for
supplies.
Like we said earlier, when I'm 40, be like, hey Joe, like, this will be the last time I promise. I just need 40 grand.
Is your mic on?
No.
Fuck. Good start.
Damn it.
It's all right. We'll get the audio.
They might have heard
fixed.
it. My booming voice might have recorded.
Don't worry, I'll fix the audio. Don't worry. Well,
audio.
what would you spend your money on last week?
I didn't spend money on jack shit. Been working.
This show has gone downhill since everyone's gone back to work. Because we spent 20 minutes riffing on Amazon orders that you got.
No Amazon orders either.
Sad.
I know.
You've changed.
Well, I'm going into stores these days, so I don't need to order carob powder online anymore.
You went in?
Where?
Yeah, you go in now?
Change vid 19.
Change it?
We're still COVID strong.
It's fucking COVID week.
True. So you didn't spend any money. You didn't do anything.
I don't know. Probably. I don't remember.
What'd you do?
You just got back from golf.
Yeah, I just golfed. I just spent some money on that. And I bought a bunch of beer. Yeah.
You got 3 crispy boys in the freezer.
Yeah, and about 27 in the car.
Okay.
I mean, you got to. I bought pizza the other day because treat day.
What day is that?
Whatever day I want it to be, baby. Now everybody fucking went. Like,
Treat day.
We're going, yeah,
self-imposed.
Everybody
treat
fucking
day?
does it. Everybody does it. They just like most people do it every day.
Of
Does
course
that
they
work?
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then some guys bring lunch every day and they're like, all right, yo, let's go. It's fucking treat day.
Yeah, that is.
And I'm like, yeah, it is. I have like a full lunch packed. I'm like,
Throw it out.
it's fucking treat day.
That's treat day for tomorrow too, because your lunch is already made for tomorrow now
yeah,
too.
but I just still fuck that. That was on Thursday and Friday. We don't even do lunch, so
Yeah, so it just went in the garbage.
it's in the fridge.
Well, that's
Chicken breast at home, probably shitty.
One
now.
step away from the garbage.
2
That's
days.
far.
Probably gone
2 days
sour. So
now?
I spent my money on that and just threw it out the window.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
good. Very
Burning
good.
money.
What else?
I think that's it, honestly, if I can be honest.
Honestly,
honest,
if I
man.
can be honest, that's
Honestly.
probably it.
Yeah, so that's it. Anyway, now what?
I'll do mine. I'm still here. Yeah. So I got.
What are you doing besides putting money in my pocket?
I got a. Cha-ching. I got a humidifier
They're
delivered
gonna say
today.
I got a DUI.
I got my first DUI last week.
Nice, how was? How'd that
Yeah,
feel?
I do the podcast at my house. I still get the
Yeah.
DUI.
Yeah.
Joey's taking a cab
So
down.
okay,
Got a
I spent money on a bunch of dumb shit last week. Kenzie was away for the weekend, so obviously if I'm left to my own devices, 2 things happen. One,
Going to Shoeless Joe's patio by myself.
we didn't do that, but we did get pizza
Get the-
here again.
What are those cylinders full of beer?
The,
Oh yeah,
Joey's
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of- you was someone coming? Oh yeah, someone's on their way.
what was the? I can't remember what they were called. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Are
I
you
don't remember
driving
the name
home,
of
sir?
them.
No, I got a DUI last week. Don't worry.
I'm only a short walk away. So I spent money on pizza, which was dumb. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I also bought. I think I've mentioned on this show before. My favorite Twitter account, Kicks Deals CA. I got a sick fucking pair of Nikes that I've been eyeing them for like the better part of a year for $97. Finally under $100.
Are they real?
They're sick. I can't wait to debut them if they ever show up thanks to COVID.
So are they real though?
Oh yeah, they're real. What do you mean? Like not reps, you mean?
Yeah, reps.
Yeah.
That's
They're not
what we're talking about
reps.
the other-
They're not reps. No, they're from Nike, the Nike website. So yeah, I got those. Those are gonna be fucking sick. Got this humidifier because my allergies are so fucking bad at night, and I understand a humidifier might help.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because you sleep in the dry. Like my room is bone.
it's
fucking
too dry.
Oh, is it?
It's too
bone
dry.
I'm
Yeah,
freezing.
Man,
nosebleeds and shit.
Man,
I'm
yesterday
alright,
or 2 days ago, like when we got that huge downpour,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in my room. All I hear is like a fucking tap on. That's what it sounded
Oh
like.
no.
And like, cause my room's in the basement, and then I was like, what the fuck is that noise? I go out to the other room. There's just a fucking water spurting out of the wall, like coming out of the wall, like
Like a leak?
inches, like
A leak? Not like a leak in your pipes.
It looked
No.
that was coming from outside
breaking the cement
in
Yeah.
the fucking through the foundation.
I mean, your house is fucking old.
Yeah, and then so that was it. Looked like someone was like holding the hose like this. They're just
Oh,
pouring
yeah.
into the fucking basement.
Did you get any water in your basement? That
We didn't, but we usually do.
we got tons in ours.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, not where we just put the floor in, but all on the tile there. Yeah, it's fucking all. It was everywhere. Nothing you can do when you get like a foot of rain in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you? I was
Your
out
house
there.
can only-
I was out there like with Rubbermaid lid, like Rubbermaid bin lids, just like putting them up against the bricks at the side of the house there, trying to run the water away.
Yeah.
Not helping.
Oh, is it in like a certain spot? It's just coming
It's
down?
all over the place. Like the yeast troughs can't handle all the water.
Exactly. That was happening to us.
Yeah.
It was just overflowing.
It's coming down, and there's nothing I can do. Right? I had a pizza box out here sprawled out, trying to do the same thing. Like I couldn't fucking fight it. I am so anti like water in the house. It's unbelievable. I'm scarred from the fucking flood.
Dude, it's one of my
years
biggest
ago.
fears. Like I go down and like my dad will be up early.
You have nightmares about this. Eh?
Fucking night terrors.
Holy shit!
You wake up sweating.
But I go down and my dad's been up because he gets up earlier than I do. I go down and I just hear him like swearing because you go down there and it's a fucking
punching the walls.
flood. Yeah, he's just down there. It's not even wet down there. He's just having a fit for nothing. Just getting it out.
It's crying.
Airing out the just airing out the
20
lines.
years of anger.
Fuck's sakes.
It's bad though. Like even the wall. I'll show you guys the wall after, Will and Mike. The place on this side of the house. It's like a concrete wall, foundational wall, and you can see that the wall is like sweating all the time.
That's jokes,
when
man.
it
Because
rains.
that's exactly what happened to us too. Like that was a huge like spout was open, and then like you look for them like the wall. It was like legit, just looked like a fat guy sweating.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like
It was
it's like
just
it's like a little bit of like just
Condensation.
Like, but it's only when it really comes down.
Oh, but this
that.
was like
Yeah.
There was you could see streams coming down the
Yours
wall.
is holding. His
Yeah.
is giving.
Yeah, it only lasted for like 5 minutes.
It was
but
pretty quick.
Enough.
It was pretty quick. But
It's,
yeah.
Man, it's tough to like diagnose too where and like what you got to like plug up and whatever. It's fucking hard. It just but you find the place and then as soon as you plug it, like nice next rainstorm. Then you go down new spot.
You
It's
just have to
fucking
cut,
crazy.
Like you have to cut all the trees down around you, basically. Like I clean the eaves troughs, especially after the first time we got a flood downstairs. I clean the eaves troughs like at least twice a year,
Yeah,
which is more than most people do it.
But you want trees too that'll stop the rain.
That's what I mean. And so like I have there's like a happy medium somewhere, but
the whole thing is getting it away from your house.
yeah,
Right?
that's the fight. Did you know that the city has bylaws against what you can do with the water that falls on
you
your
can't
home?
collect it.
Like, yeah. There's no gray water. You can't use gray water for like your toilets and shit like
There's
that.
that, but
That's the dumbest shit.
No,
It's
what,
a
I,
fucking
no
ever
what I'm
heard.
what I'm more getting at is you can't direct water away from your house if in that action it's towards somebody else's house.
Oh yeah.
It's a very, very. You can see here. I mean, the camera won't see it, but my neighbor here has a little overhang over her yard, and so her eaves troughs have to drain all the way to the front yard.
Yeah.
They cannot drain at all
yeah.
toward me. It's got to go out to the front yard.
Oh, we don't. Ours go. We
but
just.
you guys have a little bit more room between your neighbor and you,
Right, yeah,
you guys
So
got
this is a little
fucking lot of
closer.
room.
So that if you direct water away from your home towards someone else's, it's a bylaw violation. Yeah. So that was a bit of a pain in the ass, but anyway, we were able to overcome
So
that.
none of your downspouts point that way.
I got to get rid of the downspouts.
You kind of
too.
owe them a flood.
I do owe them a flood, but I wouldn't do that to
We
Judy.
should.
I like
though.
Judy.
Just one time, just point them all that
Maybe
way.
before I move.
All of them. Yeah.
It's an act of God.
You know
There's
what?
Nothing I could do.
God
Winds
acted
picked
through
up,
me.
turned the east drops perfectly,
Man,
and then
I think we
Now I owe
talked
them a
about
basement.
we talked about like the raccoon struggles with this place.
Yeah, that was a big. hit.
When we had our flood years ago from their pool draining, Pete came over here and he told us that the one thing you have to do ASAP
sell your house.
no is get rid of your
Never gonna beat
he's like,
this.
he's like you got to get rid of your downspouts. You can't have downspouts. No one has these things anymore.
Why?
Because if you have a problem at the bottom of your downspout, you can't get to it. And that's how you wind up with stuff like what you're describing, where it just starts coming in through the wall,
Yeah.
right? Over time, it
Well, what the fuck
makes
did
a
you
path.
do
Into
with
the
downspout?
foundation.
He recommended like redoing all the waterway on the eaves
What the
trough
fuck
and
can you do
everything.
without a downspout though?
You use a splash pad. That's what everyone uses, these splash pads. My neighbor's got one. We have one on that side of the house
Why do
too.
you know what that
Like, you know
is?
those things in the park, like where you touch it, it's just like a sprinkler system in your back.
That's-
It's, fucking,
it's like
it's like
a-
a kid water park.
That's
you just
so
gotta
annoying.
install
It's
it.
like
all the neighborhood kids
like-
come and
like
fucking
the- like
play in
the
your
water-
yard.
like the
Get
water
outta
would
here.
come-
It's so
This is
annoying.
for rain deterrence.
the water would come down your eaves. It would come down a similar thing as the downspout, but instead of going into the ground, it's directed to the street.
Oh, that's what I call. That's what I would call a downspout.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't have that. Mine go right down into
Into
like
the-
some
into
other,
weeping
It's like a
tile.
some other
shitty,
system.
It's like
Yeah.
a shitty little fucking. It's
And
not
it
even
just
like
fucking-
one piece. It's like one piece and then another piece just like half-ass put on it.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so bad.
It goes right into the ground.
yeah, that's not. a
I'll
thing.
show you.
You can't
It's-
have that.
It's
Ours goes
old,
right into the
old.
weeping tile.
All
Yeah.
these houses have that style drainage. So I don't know. I got to think about that. We're gonna get a new roof next year anyway. Actually, Kenzie wants to do it this year now. So
Really?
Yeah, we might want to
She's
do it
psyched
quick.
for a new roof, eh?
we got to do it before winter because in the winter, you know what comes around? my striped-tailed pals, and
your boys,
You
Yeah.
guys seek refuge in the warmth.
rakins. I don't think so.
You should just fucking make it worse. Make it really wet in there. Point your downspouts into
Yo,
your
that's
attic.
a good call.
I've honestly
Did you think
thought
about doing
about
that?
Waterproof your ceiling.
Or go
already-
convertible house?
I've already thought about getting.
just cut the
Take
roof
the roof
off.
off?
I've already thought about getting a floodlight and putting a floodlight up there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and just
Muchos
making
dineros.
it. Yeah, it would cost a
Yeah.
lot of money to run it, but we have the lights on out back and at the side all night.
I don't even think you'd need a floodlight. You could get like some pretty fucking blinding LED lights.
Scoop got into a verbal altercation with a raccoon last Saturday morning.
they saying?
Just
5
words?
a.m. Verbal altercation. Yeah, they had
Oh,
an
yeah?
argument outside. Scoop was freaking out at 5 in the morning.
I think they were freestyling, maybe.
And I go outside. I'm like,
Were they at the
I'm
sniper
like,
stairs?
My first thought
Whoa.
was,
Cypher yard.
is this a skunk? If it's a skunk and he gets sprayed, I'm just gonna
Probably
leave him
lock the
outside.
door, open
I'm gonna
the
leave-
gate,
Yeah,
see a
I'm
Scoop,
gonna leave him
new
outside.
home.
That's it.
Probably better if it was a skunk.
So
Yeah.
I get outside and there's this raccoon, probably a little smaller than him, just like sitting.
A little small. Scoop.
Yeah, it was big.
So
It was a big
huge.
raccoon. It was on. It was on
Fucking alpha
the
male.
guy behind.
55 pounds.
The guy behind me. I mean,
Shredded.
He was a fat raccoon. It was an adult raccoon,
He was young.
and it was on the shed behind
Standing
my
up straight,
house.
too.
And he's kind of looking. He's looking over the fence at Scoop, and Scoop is just absolutely losing.
Oh, Scoop
his
was already
mind.
outside.
Yeah, Scoop was losing his mind at this raccoon.
Oh, okay.
And so I can see the raccoon like pretty clearly. It doesn't look like he's threatening Scoop. He's kind of. It looks.
Is he weighing his options?
He's if anything, it looks like he's
Probably.
scared, right? He's like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to go down.
I don't
here."
really fuck around that much. If you see them during the day, get the fuck out of the way, though.
Yeah. Because that's
Yeah.
because they're rabid.
They're rabid.
right?
Man,
Yeah.
but like, I know you have a problem with raccoons, but like, imagine being in Australia. Their raccoons are fucking kangaroos.
I know. Some great.
Yeah.
kangaroo
Like, imagine
videos.
that shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're just chilling in your yard, and then there's a kangaroo
Little
and they're
roo
hopping
there.
around. And like, that's a little bit different. You can square up with a kangaroo. They just boot you in the gut.
Yeah.
They'll kill you.
They will kill you. Like, but you see that one video? The guy
He
like,
punches the raccoon or
No,
the
the-
kangaroo, the Australian raccoon.
He's like fucking with his dog, and then
Yeah,
the guy
yeah,
runs up
yeah.
and just cracks it
That's
right in the
fucking
snout.
He-
yo.
he catches
He's
him?
so shocked.
I know.
That's great. I mean, that's kind of the move.
that was a good.
Definitely
That was
is.
a good video.
Guy's got balls.
What
You
else?
got
I
other
spent?
things to worry about too. There's fucking snakes and shit in Australia. They'll fuck you
And everything is
up.
bigger over there.
Everything wants
like the
you dead on that
spiders,
island.
the spiders and shit you see
Even
like on
koalas.
people's houses.
in people's houses.
Oh my
and shit.
fuck, man.
Or like
Even-
under their sink, there's like a fucking 7
Yeah.
foot long snake.
Yeah,
It's fucking crazy.
I'll pass.
Gorgeous place, but like
Probably
yeah,
cool.
Everything that's
Probably
like
cool
venomous
surfing
and
there.
Have you been there?
Poisonous is on that island.
I
I'd
don't
like
think
to
I'll
go.
ever go to Australia.
I'd like to go for. Like
I would
a
if it
week.
wasn't for the flight.
I know.
I don't want to do the 24-hour flight.
Is that how long it is?
It's like
It's
22.
so
Everyone
fucking
says
long,
24,
man.
but is it actually is it like
22.
18?
No, it's in the 20s.
I don't think you
say.
could. I think there's like maybe a few times they've gone straight there now, but like you got to do a fucking layover in like South Korea or some
Like
shit.
the UK was far enough for me at like 10 hours.
Yeah, the UK.
That's
Is
yeah.
that how far it was?
I think- I think our
eight.
cousin-
I think it was 8 for us
Yeah.
to London.
Yeah, it's about 10 hours. I don't like it. Will, where'd you get glasses? I like your glasses.
They're reps.
Are
off
they?
Amazon. I
Yeah,
don't know.
nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
Right
like
out of
the new
fucking-
Ray Ban.
I'm always looking
Right out
for
of Tom Cruise's cockpit.
I'm always looking for
Fucking
cheap
right.
glasses if you can get.
He doesn't even wear the
$20
jet helmet. He
Yeah,
just
that's
wears
pretty
aviators in a jet.
Not he doesn't wear the leather helmet. That's
No, he
gonna
doesn't
help a
have to.
lot.
His hair's too nice. He doesn't
Oh,
need
true,
to. It's
true.
fucking-
Helmet
Like, yeah,
head?
by the way, this helmet's not gonna help anyways. Just let
If
that.
I'm gonna
let
die,
that flow go.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna die.
What else did I spend my money on? I went to Lululemon today to buy some shit for your sister, Mike. Her birthday's today or Monday.
Cha-ching!
Yeah, no shit.
That's fucking big money. I love that store, but it's like I go in there with like, oh, like I see everything I like because there's never been a time where I didn't like something. Everything
Exactly.
fits perfectly. Everything's it's good, and it's like this shirt is $80. It's
Yeah.
a fucking t-shirt.
Other-
man.
other
That's
good
why I
thing-
don't go in there anymore because
I-
you know it's gonna be
but
good
it's
and you
always
know you're
good.
gonna want it.
I had to
good.
stop myself from
It's
buying
always good.
some for myself
know.
today. Yeah.
I know.
I will say this about Lululemon. All the places I've been shopping for girls over the last, 15 years,
Pretty fail safe. I'd say.
that one's fail
Oh,
safe and also
Yeah.
easily the most helpful staff.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think it's close. Yeah.
I'd agree.
So I got there today and there's two things I was looking at. One hoodie and one like gym kind of shirt. And
Mm-hmm.
I said to this girl, I'm like, I need a favor from you. I'm like, can you come over here for a sec? Like you're about the same size as my girlfriend.
Oh, I've done that
I kind of
before
just want
too,
to
yeah.
see. I kind of just want to see it on you. And she's like, how tall is your girlfriend? I said 6 feet. She's like, I'm only about 5'9". So we have someone in the back who's 6
That's
feet.
6 feet anyway.
I'm like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get- they have somebody in the back who's 6 feet. She's like a stock item. Like, oh, let me get
yeah.
our 6-footer out here. We'll have her put something on for you.
She's like the real life
I
mannequin.
was cracking up, and she comes out. She's like about your sister's build, but she's got longer torso than she does legs, which is opposite of your sister. And so I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's a pretty good fit. You know, it's not so bad. I think that'll be okay. She's like, yeah, you know what? And if not, just tell her to come back and exchange it. Tell her to come back. It's no problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, thank you for that. And everyone's just like, good, like, yeah, for sure. It's all these people with masks on, just telling you, like, definitely.
And what I did notice about that too is like they have a good range of employees too. Like there's people working there that are like my mom's age, and there's people that are working there that are like my age, you know. And like my mom and my girlfriend not gonna be mad about anything from Lululemon.
Are you long Lulu then?
No,
Long Lulu. Are you long
I wouldn't
Lulu?
Say so.
Is that the big?
Do you want to buy Lulu Lemon?
Yeah.
The stock
Big,
Lulu?
Is that big
That's-
and tall Lulu?
That's in the Becky. That's in the Becky ETF.
Not the
Lulu,
long.
Starbucks.
Yeah. I would. I think it's worth buying. I don't know what it's. I don't really know what the projection would be. I think it's probably pretty stable.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
see it
good
going
company.
anywhere. I don't see it going any further though.
I heard a great stat the other day that Lulu has about the same sales volume as Ralph Lauren.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's that? Who's that good for? Lulu or Ralph?
Probably Lulu.
I would say
don't see it's
Lululemon.
good
Yeah.
for Ralph.
I think it's one's going up, one's going down.
I'm probably wrong about that other brand. I wish I'd researched that a bit
I
more
like
before I
Ralph
said it.
Lauren.
I like
Ralph Lauren.
I think that I was reading somewhere that like office attire now is gonna be permanently
Athleisure,
casual.
athleisure, baby.
So like I think like Brooks Brothers, like that suit company, like they did, that's what their whole
Gone.
thing was, went bankrupt
Gone.
recently. So like
Wow.
everyone's thinking like, yeah. So then the new thing in the office, even on Wall Street, is gonna be like Patagonia vests and like a Ralph Lauren shirt.
Did you
underneath.
see? Do you follow any of these like stock meme accounts,
Some.
like Litquidity?
I probably only see
Not
those on my
funny,
Explore
man.
page because you are all over that.
Lit-
Not
Liquidity
not comedy.
had like a 20 story spread today on the Patagonia vest, the embroidered like Patagonia here, and then like your name and your company on the other.
Oh yeah,
I was fucking dying. Some of the stuff on there.
Yeah.
It was just like the dumbest titles, like project leader,
Yeah.
project manager.
I would not want to sport my position. Like
So
I know,
it's just
yeah.
so great, though. It's just so great. Like this is exactly what corporate America is all about: just pretending you're important and getting a Patagonia vest.
oh yeah,
and
man.
living in a sardine can for
Man,
too much money.
if you get hired into our marketing department, you're instantly a manager.
Really?
You're a product manager.
You're a VP.
Yeah.
You're a product manager. So it's like you're in
title,
charge.
it's
You're in
not-
charge of this product, but you don't manage anyone. You manage yourself,
Yeah.
but you manage the product. So
Yeah.
you're a product manager.
Does the product ever need to put in vacation time?
Not that I know.
Does he
of.
ever ask for a raise? The product?
Pretty easy to manage.
Does the product ever have attitude issues or start gossip at the lunch table?
a
or
little bit.
Huh.
You ever had to do HR with your product?
product
Yeah,
get
yeah.
called to the HR meeting?
Hey,
go.
whatever. Gum
Does a
gum
pr-
package. Get in here.
Does the product ever send out troubling 3 a.m. tweets about the company?
Not that I know. of.
Never.
My
Interesting.
product is a little out of hand.
We got to get
Crazy.
you back under control.
I sell humans, so it's different. Got some really fucking bad apples in
True.
my tribe.
So we talked about all the things we spent our money on. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Hey,
Should I?
Was
I'm
that a duck in here?
I'll have to put the
You have to
sensor
put the
on that.
fucking microphone on that louder.
What do you want to talk about today? Do you want to talk about?
Well, everyone here has a note, don't they?
I got.
I have a
something.
note. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I
do
mean,
you
it's kind of like it was kind of.
Should you go-
My plan was to kind of divert a potentially only stocks conversation with this, but we could start with it.
Okay. Or I'll give you the option to go last, since that's
I
the
don't need-
traditional.
But if I go last, I'll probably forget. But actually, you go ahead. I'll write it down.
Okay.
It's
You can just
not-
write it there. Write it
You
there.
can also just
Write
say
there.
it out loud right now.
Yeah, because this is where we're going to write the episode summary, so I don't have to listen to 3 hours of us.
I'll just say it now.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Okay, so this is hypothetical as fuck, but like, what would you say? Okay, actually, not what would you say. How would you feel if you came into a room and you were hanging out with some fucking sketchy people? Not sketchy, but like intense people, and you came into the room.
Intense.
we need more. We need more.
So okay, fine. I'll paint a complete hypothetical. So you're unsure about these people. You've met them via a chat room on the internet.
Okay.
That's very suspect.
This. I'm just trying to make it.
Very.
I'm trying to make it relevant. If you meet them on a
rooms
chat
on the
room, I
internet.
don't know. Fine.
Oh, now it's relevant.
Fine,
Okay.
fine. You meet them in like I
met
don't know
them on
some sort of
MSN
like marketing group. You're embarking on a business venture. You're looking for like minds.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
meet
You
these
met him in a
people-
mastermind group.
Something like that.
Oh my god.
And then
the
you go and you
worst.
meet up with these people, and you're in the room, but you're pretty sure you've hung out with them once, and then you're like, these people are okay. You go back the second time, you go in the room, and they just go, all right, you're in. We're gonna do a robbery.
We're holding up a jewelry store.
Yeah, what would you
So
say?
what? The first time was just a front to see if you were cool.
Yeah, see if you're cool. They really tote the line of it, and then they're just like, you're just like, yeah, you have no friends, so you're kind of desperate for friends.
They're kind of like you down with like embezzlement and shit like that. You're like,
Yeah.
you're down with like skirting
Well,
the
and
law a little bit.
what would you say, and how would you feel?
A couple of things for you. I gotta wonder if I'm in that situation. One,
Is Brad
I
Pitt
should've
there?
went
Is
last. I
George
should've went
Clooney
last.
there?
I just don't understand like how someone could like go from like minds. We're here at a Toastmasters thing, learning how to public speak together. Oh, I'll see you next week. And then next week you just head the guy off in the parking lot after 15 minutes of conversation the week before, and go,
buddy, hey.
listen, I'm thinking about holding the mayor hostage in his own home. What do you think?
Whoa.
I'm thinking about robbing a bank or
Dude,
a jewelry store.
if you're out, it's cool, but if you're in, like, I need to know, and I need to know now.
Well,
Yeah.
they vetted you, and you passed their vetting process. So that's a little
But the vetting process is
that's
no
a, That's a
good.
little
And
feather
they-
in your cap.
and they're very convincing folk. Like,
Right.
They're very.
What's that mean?
Like, they're very.
Like he brandishes a weapon when he says, "Are you in?"
yeah.
Like,
Are
what
you
is that?
in?
Like, what is it?
Are
How's
you
it
in or
look?
are you out?
How's it
Yeah.
look?
Bullet with your name on it.
You can
Or
leave.
it could be somebody else's bullet, and you can shoot it.
Well, how much money are we talking?
Yeah,
because if they're like, "Yo, we'll each make like $500, man." I'd be like,
no. It'd be at least 30 grand.
I only
Take
want
for
to
you.
hear it in terms of Amazon stocks. 10
You can't
Amazon
rob.
stocks.
Well, I guess you could maybe somehow figure out a way to rob the stock market.
You could do it.
We're hitting up Amazon warehouse.
Nothing's on the table.
hopefully they have
anymore.
We're not
stock.
taking. Yeah, they keep it. In
There's
the,
a
they
roll
keep,
of stock.
They keep it in the warehouse in the back on a fucking
For
big
some
ass.
reason.
It's like a roll of fucking paper towel.
yeah.
Amazon stock. $5 grand. $5 grand.
They
$5
just
grand.
don't trust their own like software.
I don't know. I don't know how you came up with this, but
I
this
don't
is like
either.
the
It's
second time in 3 weeks you talked about a
shoulda came
business deal
last.
where your life could be on the line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's clear you've been
Yeah,
doing
true.
something on the
It's
side.
compelling to me.
I think I would never partake in a robbery, but I have taken like shoe shine boy stock tips before and like looked into them. Like some guy who you barely know is like, hey, what do you think about?
Oh, I'd
this
fucking
out.
definitely have done that. I'm
That's-
so
that's
guilty
like-
for that.
That's like
That's a mild version of what you're
legal
describing.
tender.
Yeah.
That's so legal to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Like, can I hear them out first, or they're like, "You're in or you're out"?
Like, is there
Tell
a
me right
whiteboard
now.
at least? Like, do I get like the whiteboard room where they walk through the heist and I get to meet the guy who's driving the van or something?
Well, I mean, if you want to go like super safe about it, you got if you say no, you get the Men in Black fucking memory erase. But that's
Oh,
pretty
then-
whack.
That's
I
that's
kind of
whack.
like high
Keep it in
stakes.
reality here.
I like
yeah.
high stakes. How about
Keep it in
You won't-
reality.
how about you
Everything
won't-
else is legit, but that Men in Black thing, that's a bridge too far.
you
That
won't
is-
you
that'll
won't
never happen.
die then and there, but you might get murdered later.
What are the odds?
Oh,
Might.
oh, so you're robbing dirty money, probably.
Well, I mean, I would imagine any robbery money is clean.
Well, like you're robbing. From
Oh, we're gonna
dirty
hit like
people.
a motorcycle clubhouse.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
it sounds like. Because a
Hashtag-
bank isn't gonna come and murder
Like, yeah,
you.
like what are you knocking
No,
off?
the guys. If you say no,
Oh, the guys who you
Oh.
ask.
you say no.
Oh, your buddies will kill you.
They
They
also
might.
might kill you if you say yes too. Because
They
if
might.
you got to take that risk, I guess.
They
I
might.
would say for 30 grand, I'm out.
Yeah.
30, I'm out. 30 mil, like I'd mull it over.
Fair.
Oh yeah, if they're like, yo, we got this guy and he like works for IBM, we're like social engineering him.
What about
Gonna give
a
us his
mil?
Passwords and
1
shit.
mil. Take for you. To
1
make it
mil is not
mildly
enough. It's
realistic.
not enough. You're gonna get all of us. The way things are going now for us, we're gonna get to a mil anyways. Why would I knock off like a?
Yeah.
You know, like
Hmm.
I think at some point I'm gonna have $1 million to my name.
So what's your bottom line?
I
Low bar.
don't
What's
know.
what's your bottom line to accept the meeting to go look at it?
Mm,
It's got to be 10, right? 10 mil.
10 mil.
What? I would say $1 million.
10 mil.
If
10
this,
mil?
if they looked super,
If you
legit.
even go to the
Yeah, it's gonna
meeting,
be, you know,
if you even
yeah.
go to the meeting, you're
Yeah.
already in. So,
Well, you're already at risk.
accepting
Now you're at
accepting the meeting is like an implicit. Okay, I'm gonna hold a gun and I'll flash at somebody for $1 million.
no weapons though. What did they say? No weapons.
There's gonna be weapons. When is there ever $1 million without weapons?
These guys could be really smart. I see you met them on a marketing chat.
At Toastmasters?
I knew, man. There was like like one of
I
the,
hate Toastmasters.
what if it was
so
like a
much.
hacker kind of thing where they're like,
Yeah.
this guy. I read this book where this guy was like a super good hacker,
Here we go.
and he was like, but he would like social engineer also. So like,
What is
he would
that?
like
What is a
you would-
social
you would-
engineer?
You call the company, like someone in the company, pretending to be someone else in the company because he hacked their email. So he's like, he has all their credentials, and he would talk to like the subordinate who could give out all these credentials, pretending to be someone else, being like,
Okay.
"Hey man, I forgot my password for like this. Can you like send it to me?"
Hook it
so he
up.
would send him that shit, and
So
then
he's
this
like
guy
a-
has access to everything now.
So he's like a hacker with like a sub trade and like manipulation.
Yeah, yeah,
People.
yeah.
That's pretty decent.
This happens in Bitcoin. People use their SIM card or like their phone number is their second layer of authentication. So if you want to send a transaction like off an exchange, you have to do it on your device, and then they send you a text. You have to put in the code. And so a lot of what people do is they call like AT&T.
Right.
And they're like, I lost my phone, whatever. And they eventually like meander their way through the network of employees. And before you know it, you got their phone number. And then if you have the other piece of the puzzle, the access code, whether it's a password or username, now you got all the stuff on the exchanges, right?
So
that's happened a few times.
It's not all about like just the hacking. It's about like pretending and like being bold and then like social engineering and shit. So if it was like that, I would be like, I don't know, man.
But like, why would they need you for that?
Yeah, what would be your job?
What are you doing?
Maybe they got some offset.
Maybe you're the mark.
Thing, yeah.
They invite you in and they're like, yeah, we already got this other guy, but you're the guy they're getting.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, what are you gonna do with me? What are you gonna do with the shit that I have? I don't have
It'd be
shit.
worth some money if they were doing that.
I don't know what to think about this. I've never really considered like partaking in a major illegal operation.
Or maybe they were like, we want to steal money from your company.
Oh, maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Can we use you as an in? Like, can you try to figure out some passwords and shit?
Just like fucking Julian.
Figure out just walk over people's keyboards in the morning.
Yeah, like if you like no, if the guy was like, okay, if the guy was like,
what's that? Was that Nell?
If the guy goes like this, he goes, here's like a fucking a thumbstick. Stick this in your boss's computer.
Yeah.
For like an hour in the morning. We'll do the rest. Take it out and then walk out and pretend like nothing happened.
An hour is a long time.
That happens in like a few. I think that happens in Breaking Bad. They do that kind of shit.
Or
Breaking Bad.
Or 21.
Yeah,
one of those
they
movies.
Just like have like he puts a little disk drive in somebody's computer and they get all the information.
Yeah.
In Breaking Bad, I think it's just a microphone. Just listening.
The best part about using a thumb drive for something like that is you're never going to get it in the first time you try and put it in the computer. It's not going to go, and then it's also not going to go, and then it'll go again.
And then you're on that
first way.
You've been rolling out the window, but now the guy comes in, you're like, shit.
Describing this thumb drive I left in here.
I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest. I'm like 50-50 if I would be in or out.
How much money though? What's your like?
If it was a mill, I would be 50-50. I would really think hard about it. I'd be like, and I honestly would probably say yes because I think it would be so much fun.
A mill.
Yeah.
You're in it for the fun.
If I was like super capable.
What if they just gave you like a bug and we're like, put this in your boss's truck and that's all you have?
Or wear the wire. Or like wear the wire. I thought it was a thrill stealing chromies. I'm sure this would be really thrilling.
It would be a thrill, but they would only but then they'd be like, okay, you do that, we'll give you $50,000 and that's it.
Yeah.
They might make millions, but they're like, all you have to do is it'll take 30 minutes. You do it, we'll give you fucking $50,000.
50 large.
$1 per hour ratio.
I know. I mean, now you're talking about
$50,000 in 5 minutes.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of money to me. I think this is, we've talked about ways to build wealth on this show, but we've never considered major crimes.
Yes, well, we have, but not like seriously. And I'm not going to do it, obviously, but
you said you were 50-50.
Have you been approached by these people?
I haven't been approached. This is all in my head.
You want to talk about it after you?
Yeah, we'll do this off the air.
All right.
No, I don't know why. Like,
is this you approaching us?
If you guys want to potentially die,
you ever thought about that?
You better say yes, or you might die.
I don't know. I've never really
a gun.
I've never considered it. I probably wouldn't unless it was 10 mil. At 10 mil, you gotta listen.
I just enjoy thinking about that kind of shit.
Because 10 mil, you can dip the country and like live
fucking easy. You could dip. It's enough money to bypass everything and get the fuck going before they realize they're gone.
Do you know
even
enough
if you get
people?
caught, you're like in Brazil. See ya.
Yeah,
but do you know? Like, I used to think about this from time to time. Like, do you know enough people now? Like, that were older. I still don't think even all the jobs I've had, some like less reputable places I've worked. I still don't think that if I had to bail and like get a new identity, I wouldn't even know where to start. I also sometimes think like if I had to ever get a gun illegally, like how would I do it? It would be difficult. Like I don't know where I would start for something.
I don't think it'd be difficult. I think it'd be fucking sketchy.
Man,
I think it'd be hard.
I don't think it'd be that hard. I think you could. You definitely know people who know people who know people. You definitely do. I know, but I don't know. Fact, you fucking do.
But I don't know who those people are.
Yeah, but
I do.
What do you want this gun for? Because you can. My buddy Sean he's like probably gonna get a gun next weekend. I'm gonna just go buy a gun.
I'm gonna buy a gun, but I'm saying if I needed a gun to commit a crime,
buy a gun.
No, but if I needed a gun to commit a crime, I didn't want it to be traceable.
Clean gun.
Like how would I get it? I don't know. Like, I don't know how I would get.
Okay, what you would do?
Just go around downtown Hamilton and be like, "Hey, I need a gun. Buying a gun. Looking for a gun. over
Buying
here."
guns, $50K each.
Yeah, white wave. Buying guns.
No, what you would do is you would talk to the people who you know who are involved with drugs.
Okay.
And you'd branch off from there. Be like, yo, I need
That's
to
a good starting
guy.
point. That is a good starting
Hey,
point.
like, what kind of shit does he know? Can I talk to him? And then you like, the deeper you get in, then you start going into those rooms.
But the problem with that is all of a sudden you're letting so many people know
that you need a gun.
But you gotta be careful with what you say if to word it properly. You don't say it to your buddy who does drugs. Hey,
you
I'm
say?
looking for a gun.
No, that's the guy. No, that's the guy you would say it to.
No, I don't think so. You say, hey man, like this. Who's the guy you pick up? I don't know, coke off of.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah.
can I meet him? I'm looking for a contact.
The guy I pick up coke
I don't
off
know,
of.
just an example.
What?
To your buddy.
Oh my
I
god!
don't know, you go to the coke. One of the coke dealers in that strange
Knows how to get a
between
gun.
Columbia and Dundas
Knows how to get a gun.
has a gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least knows how to
someone's
get
got a
one.
gun.
They
Yeah.
got a contact where they can get a pistol out of some guy who's fucking harboring it under a blanket.
This is what I don't realize.
Back
Like,
down his aisle, fucking come down
this
his
is-
alleyway.
these are the things I don't
What do
know.
you need? What is
Yeah.
this, a Marsboro?
like these are the thing I don't know. These are things I don't know. Like,
Because you know, you just don't think about it. You know, you definitely.
I guess if push came to shove, I'd be like,
You can figure it
okay,
out.
I'll get a gun. Yeah,
I think
sure.
that's the thing. If you like, this is obviously never gonna happen. But I mean, if you're in that situation,
Might.
as a guy, especially, honestly, sexist as it sounds, I feel like guys would be more like in tune with this kind of shit.
To know how to get a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
They,
yeah.
they would put themselves in a way sketchier position.
Oh, it's because
than
you're
getting a
like,
gun.
because like, let's be honest. Probably I'm gonna say the majority of the drug dealers around here are probably men.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like, all of a sudden, I feel way more comfortable meeting with like a man than my girlfriend would meeting a
think-
drug dealer.
Yeah,
You know?
Or
I
an
don't
arms
think.
dealer.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's.
Exactly.
Or an arms dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that's
It's
like
ideal in small
Dude,
arms.
When you're dealing like arms dealing, that's like holy shit. This
That's
guy's
pretty. Yeah,
insane.
you go into an arms dealer's house, and first thing you think is like pretty vibey in here. I don't know. I don't know. It looks pretty vibey in here.
No,
Not the best vibes,
fuck.
maybe, but
Yeah, because those guys like people who sell drugs. I don't condone it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. It's a
Yeah.
quick way to make a good buck.
Yeah,
Like, it really is.
the government was so happy about the way, or so pumped about that business opportunity, they fucking grabbed it for themselves.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they're
I'll
not even
take that.
selling. They're not selling. That's not even drugs.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
just a
Yeah.
plant.
It's just
It
weed.
doesn't even
Yeah,
make sense how
it's
it's
just weed.
fucking wasn't legal before.
Mm-hmm.
You should be. Yeah, you should start running in libertarian circles. You might be able to not only get a good heist, but also you'd find a bunch of people who just want everything to be legal 100% of the time.
I'm not opposed. I would like to see how that played out if like everything was legal. Not guns.
Some places in Europe have like.
They should have like a fucking like a real simulation and sit those people down and be like, all right, man, watch this. This is what happens when everything's legal, and let it run for like 5 years and be
Yeah.
like, that's what happens.
People
man.
would-
That's what you want.
Yeah, if you'd like agree to that, like you want to join just like a Wild West scenario.
Are you just
Yeah.
talking about substances or everything?
everything? Like personally,
murder?
at the beginning of this, it was just drugs. Like if all drugs are legal, I'm all right with that.
Uh-huh.
Because I think the people would just diminish themselves. Like the people that are a problem
Yeah.
would just if they had access to everything, they just go out and they just burn out.
I think that they would be such a burden on our health system
For a
though.
bit.
You know?
For a bit, and then they just go away. They would just
Yeah.
kill them all. They would just kill
Well, it
themselves
depends.
off.
If we were like, our hospitals are just fucking full, then it's like everyone else is kind of fucked. But if they were just like,
I don't
hey,
think they'd allow it.
You wanted this. You guys, you deal with that.
I
fucking-
think there would be
you
major
deal with like
restrictions.
your
in the
withdrawal over
hospitals and
there.
shit. There'd be major restrictions in the hospital.
We already do that.
We exactly.
Yeah, we do that.
If
yeah.
heroin was
But
legal,
if it was legal though, they would be having even more issues. They'd be like,
Yeah.
sorry guys.
If
like,
it was legal, I mean, I don't know. I mean, knock on wood, obviously, but I would never do heroin. I don't think. I can just imagine, legal or not, like what would have to happen for you to
you
be
gotta
like,
try everything once.
yeah, let me send that warm needle over here, like, or that fucking
is a pleasantly warm
spoon,
needle, I would
spoon or
imagine.
whatever it is. That was your thought for tonight? That's what you're going to end the show with? Should we commit a major crime?
I mean, I've said that before, but I was just thinking, it was more so my interest was how would you guys feel if proposed to you? If
I
that
don't
was
know.
proposed to you?
I
Like,
don't know.
how much, like,
Flattered.
do you know, like, how that, like, you know when you, like, I don't know, you hear some bad information or some, like, intense information, you kind of get that, like fucking you're hyped?
You're fired up.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Adrenaline,
holy
yeah.
shit, yeah, exactly. You'd be like, holy fuck, for real? Like, if somebody proposed something that absurd to me, I would for sure at least think about it.
Yeah.
If they were dead serious. I'd be like, oh fuck, do I want to do this? Like
they'd have to give you the plan. Like that's how you know they were serious.
Dude, I think like the process would be so much fun. The act would be so terrifying.
Very scary.
But the build up, like the planning, the scoping everything out, figuring everything, the strategy behind it would be so much fun to be a part of. But everything else, like the act would be.
Make sure you shut the fridge.
Fuck, that would be crazy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I don't know why I was thinking about it, but I just was because
whatever's in that thing. Let's listen to this noise.
Country vibes.
That's a good beer.
Country vibey.
Hear that? Did you hear? Oh
Country
wow,
vibey.
this is a vibey beer. I spent my money on this too.
So that was what I was thinking. Sorry, guys.
That was good. That was
guess.
good. It led off to a decent conversation about arms dealing and how to get a gun illegally.
Yeah,
I'm saying you
definitely down a rabbit hole with
guy.
that.
You could for sure find a way.
Do you want to go
Down that
next,
road.
or should I go next?
Mine has nothing to do with that.
It's okay.
Me
Is it
neither.
yours?
Mine is about.
I would be fucking shocked if it did.
Mine's about stock splits.
Okay, mine isn't.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this stock split thing, the Apple stock split thing, since last week. So reminder for the listening public: 3-1 coming August 24th, and executing on August 31st. Or maybe it's the other way around. Regardless, you're gonna get the stocks on the 31st based on what you own on the 24th. I was listening to a couple of podcasts last little while. I'm reading some stuff about stock splits, and of
Is this about
course,
the Dow Jones?
no, is it? No,
Is what you're going to say about the Dow
No,
Jones?
no,
Because I do have. I can mention something about the
This
Dow
is-
Jones about the stocks.
The Dow Jones Diary.
this is trying to get on the Dow Jones.
Bridget Dow Jones's diary.
This is something that Buffett said
The
at the
Diary of Dow
83 shareholders meeting.
Uh-huh.
And when I was digging down into the stock split archives,
In
the
the
83
archives.
1983
oh,
shareholders
I thought you were
meeting
talking about
for
there's
Berkshire
83
Hathaway.
of them.
And
No.
when his A class stock, which now you know what it trades at, the Berkshire A,
Talked about it. It was like
Yeah, like
300K. Talked about it last
300 and something $1,000.
Yeah.
So one of his investors at their conference call, their yearly conference call in 83, asks him, why don't you split the stock? Why don't you split the stock? What? Why don't you split the stock? And he goes, I don't want to trade the investors we have now for an inferior group of investors
Yeah.
who want me to split the stock because they want to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And he said this thing. I've never heard this quote before, but it is fucking gold. He says, when it's about your business, anybody who is filling your ear is not going to be filling your pocket. That's like the best fucking quote I have ever fucking heard. Oh boy, you get ready for a heist?
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna leave on.
That's
a
like the
jet.
best fucking quote I've ever heard. And
That
so
is good.
I was thinking today about that quote almost all day. I'm like, this is so true about everything. It's true about these dumb drop shipping guys.
Oh, fuck,
It's true about
yeah.
these dumb Toastmasters guys, masterclass guys,
It's
investing
all these
classes.
people that are trying to sell classes, man. It's all like
It's
I
just
hate
all
that.
garbage.
Is Masterclass not legit though?
I
Oh,
mean,
it's probably legit. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it depends what you're looking for. Like,
I
there's
can't
good-
see
like,
it not being legit.
I mean, if
Man.
you're like pursuing a skill, like not maybe not like investing per se. Like investing, I think you have to kind of look deeper.
At
Like,
the
you
end of
kinda
the
gotta
day-
make your own choices. But masterclass, like if you're like learning how to play poker, learning how to golf, learning how to do this, I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, I would say so too. I just think that like when they say, "Oh, people spend $1,000 on the new iPhone," when they should be spending $1,000 on courses and shit,
Yeah,
and then
that's-
they're trying to sell you a course, it's like, okay, that's a little conflict of interest, don't you think?
I personally think that anyone who sells you a course is neither good enough to teach that material and also at the very least has their incentives misaligned, because how is it possible that they're going to teach you their secrets and add to their competition pool?
Exactly.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. They would never do this, right? And so if you're teaching those courses, like you never hear about Ray Dalio, world famous investor, one of the best ever. Ray Dalio is not giving you weekend courses.
No.
He's not putting his gains on his Instagram story. Short this penny stock and other fucking like he's not
Yeah.
doing that. Those guys
I
don't fucking
I
care.
don't think that. Well, I honestly have no idea. I'm completely speculating. I don't think that they're selling their secrets. I think they're selling their mindset. Do you know what I'm saying? Like decision making and this and that.
Okay.
Which is different. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's corny and cheesy, but some people use it and they can use it to their benefit. Like, yeah, they're not going to be like, this is exactly how I invest, because that would be absurd. Like, you're like a person who's like put their life into it, learns all the tricks.
Yeah.
You're not just going to give them away for a small fee. But mind you, it's a good business move. Like, you can sell your information if you think you're worth something.
But you never sell your edge.
No, absolutely not.
But like what it comes down to is like as a student, you should be thinking, why is this person giving me their ticket to print money?
Yeah, but that's like a well-informed individual's like thought process.
That's what I'm saying. In reality, though, I think that's what you should think.
A lot of people, they're like, oh, how the fuck do I get in? I'll just spend $80 on this fucking 2-hour video.
Con artist.
Because that guy has a Lamborghini that he probably rented.
Yeah, Ray, what's his name?
Ty Lopez.
Ty Lopez.
Knowledge.
Yeah, my garage is a library.
It's also a library. It's a little bookcase over
Wait a
here,
minute, sorry, that's just my harem in the back talking. I'll tell him to shut up.
I don't understand how people fall for this though. Like
I
they
do.
fall for it
I
all
do,
the
'cause
time.
Most people are stupid.
Most people must be really stupid, I think.
And so like how this has so many cascading effects for me. Like these people who are buying these courses, okay? When they go to the ballot box every 4 years, every 2 years here, whatever it is, they vote. It's worth the same as your vote. They drive next to you. They pilot that car at 100 kilometers an hour, 3 feet away from you, piloting your car 100 kilometers. Like these people they're dumb.
Yeah, I don't
they're
know.
just dumb.
I mean, I did, and I brought it up in the podcast before, that I just bought courses off of Udemy. And
Udemy is not a scam course sales site, though.
that's what I mean. It's not like I'm following this guy on Instagram because he has a bunch of fucking possessions and I'm like, I'm going to buy this guy's course. No, like I was like, I want to learn more about supply chain management. So I'm going to like look that up and then buy that course. Or Excel. Like Excel, you can never go wrong. This guy's not fucking scamming you with an Excel course.
But that's like a practical purchase. It's not
exactly.
It's not like if I fucking hear this, I'm going to be the best at this. It's just like, oh, this is just useful information that you're paying for.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's way different than what I presume you assume Masterclass to be.
Masterclass, like, I'm just trying to think about the stuff that I've seen on Masterclass. It's like, who's on Masterclass? Gordon Ramsay's on there, right?
There's so many fucking famous
They got
people.
that FBI guy on there, the
negotiator,
interrogator, or whatever.
That's absurd.
They got
Gordon Ramsay's not absurd.
They got Deadmau5 on there.
Yeah,
it's teaching you fucking if you're interested in
teaching
learning
how to use Fruity Loops, basically. Yeah,
it's just like a paid for, more intricate tutorial on certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably well done. And so those guys, like Deadmau5 is working from a place, especially in the arts, right? Deadmau5, no matter how much he teaches you, no matter how much he tries to give you, he can never sell you his edge because his edge is intangible. No, like for him, exactly, right? For him to hear what's going to be a smash, you can't learn that. So
Jackson knows this. I left it open too.
Who's Peter Jackson?
He knows that record. He knows that
this is that smash. Shout out to Jakes.
Local legend.
Local rapper.
I gotta ask you a question about your golf shirt here because this has been bugging me for about the last 20 minutes.
Bugging you? You don't like it?
No, I'm just wondering how you decide what is like a good golf shirt because I really don't know.
I honestly I spent all of 30 seconds looking at this and I was just like, oh yeah.
Did you buy it at the pro shop?
I bought it at the
same place you got your...
Oh, nice.
I was just looking at it. I was like, fuck, I like this shirt. It's super comfortable. It's fucking obnoxious and bright, which I like.
I don't know why that shit flies in golf, though. You can wear fucking hot pink pants and it's like
an idiot out there and it's hilarious.
Loudmouth Golf is like running a brand where they have that, right?
It's amazing.
It's like all just like paint splatter and
it's amazing. I don't know why. I just
shit.
like it. It's the only time I can really wear it and it's acceptable, so I like it. I like looking like an idiot out there because fuck it.
I went to a shag one time with a guy who wore a bunch of Loudmouth Golf stuff all 3 days.
Not a bad call.
Yeah, but actually, you're right. It wasn't.
Yeah, because you always need that icebreaker. I think that like that's a fucking good thing. Have a talking point. If someone can be like, yo, they have an excuse to come and talk to you and an excuse to like not be like, hey man, how's it going? Be like, yo, that shirt's fucking sick. Or like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. You wear your own pickup
You give
line.
someone else an end to come
You wear your own pickup line.
Right.
A lot of good comments on this show so far.
Lots.
That was my. Are
you gonna tie that back to Apple stock split at some point?
I was looking up stock splits. And so the Buffett's a guy who thinks that he doesn't want to trade, like I said, good investors, the guys who are in on the stock at that number for poor investors. And I think he's probably right. So last week I was pro stock split for Apple. Now I'm not so sure.
No.
Now I'm not so sure. And the other thing that I read a little bit about, I don't remember the details of this, but they ended up getting on the Apple or Berkshire, I forget, ended up getting up on the Dow. Because that index is weighted based on your market cap, right?
No, the Dow's weighted based on price.
Price, okay.
Which is why this is gonna fuck everything up.
Right.
Because
that's what it was.
Because Apple is like it was like 20 or it was like 30% of the Dow. It was so much because it's been on such a fucking rip this year, right? So now that they're gonna stock split, it's based on price. So now the Dow it's only accounting for 3% of the Dow now instead of what it used to account for. So like it went from 12 to 3% of the Dow. does that mean that like a lot of people are gonna have to like is it gonna like go down because of that? This is my buddy Sean. Like he brought this up to me when I was up at his place this weekend. He was like, "Yeah, man, like the Apple's only gonna make up 3% of the Dow now instead of 12%. So does that mean that they have to like there's
With
gonna
the
be
split?
a huge
Yeah.
Because it's divided by 4?
because it's price weighted,
It's
right?
price, yeah.
So it's like based on your stock price.
Oh, that's how they do the percentage? That's how they do
Yeah.
They're moving from like I can't remember 16 or 26 to like the middle of the pack basically
Yeah.
after the split. Yeah.
So
How many,
Sean's
how many's
like-
in
yeah.
there? How many are in there in the Dow Jones?
30.
So they go
Stocks.
from they went from 16 to middle of the pack?
No, 16 to 26, I think.
What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Yeah.
That's what?
Like they were like
ranking.
16. They were I don't know. They were actually high up there.
Like
Yeah,
16
I can't remember. I
price.
can't remember what it was, but it's
They were higher than that.
It's
but
a
they-
significant drop.
So they dropped a lot. So like I'm wondering now if like the Dow Jones ETFs and all that shit are gonna have to dump a bunch of Apple stock when the split comes because it's only gonna be 3% of it now.
Yeah.
So Sean was like trying to formulate a trade around that because that's like what he does. That he's the one that I showed you those trades from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, yeah, I don't know, like if a bunch of places are gonna have to dump the stock now because
Which would
these
be
ETFs.
good if you haven't bought yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you might see a
Flat-
bit of a
like
price
just-
drop.
Yeah, like really saturate the market with it.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know, man, because the market's pretty efficient. Like maybe people already thought about that and it's already priced in, but who knows?
By the time you find out about a stock split, all the big money already knows about a stock split.
And everything that it means and all the
It's all,
repercussions.
it's all
and shit.
done.
Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
done. Yeah.
That's kinda what
The
I was
algorithm
thinking.
they're using is already accounted for that conversation you had with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
sucks. There's no edge for retail investors anymore. It's just the way of the world.
Oh no, absolutely not.
I don't know. The other good quote I heard when I was digging through all this stuff was Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio, another stock split quote. Joe DiMaggio orders a pizza and the guy asks him, "What do you want to cut into 4 pieces or cut into 8?" He goes, "I'm pretty hungry. Cut it into 8." So there you go. That's a stock split in a nutshell.
True.
I was pro. Now we'll say I'm neutral after this week,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And that's it, eh?
It's gonna be a quick episode.
That's the-
Everyone's
that's the
all
veggies.
all these thoughts are just dying off.
That's the veggie. Serve up the fucking steak now.
Syrup?
Serve up.
Oh, serve up steak. Oh, you don't sell the steak, you sell the sizzle.
Whatever.
No
serve,
pleasure.
serve me something.
Oh,
Get a good
okay.
look at a bull's ass.
My question was, what would you consider to be self-made? Like, what do you guys consider a person to be self-made as?
Like Kylie Jenner.
Like, when are you self-made, or like
No,
what
like
do
what
you have
like,
to make?
No, but can you work a job your whole life and be self-made?
Yeah.
Or do you have to be an entrepreneur and like have your own business and be self-made? Do you have to like invest, like do you be an investor?
I think self-made is you work for yourself.
You think so?
I think this is the way I'm looking at it, bare bones.
Entrepreneur.
I guess is that what it is? If you go off and do your own business, you're now essentially an entrepreneur. I guess you're selling a skill. If
You're an
I was, like,
entrepreneur if you start your own business,
Yeah.
basically. Like if
Yeah.
you take big risks.
I guess. I mean, I think you could do it if you like say you have like a baseline of like whatever you make 80 grand a year,
Mhm.
and then you supplement I don't know another 40K on top of that to like get what you want.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of self-made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you just boost your incomes to get like the lifestyle you want to live, and you don't just rely on a job.
So let me say, you want to answer, Joe?
No. Keep
Let me
going.
say what I would. So that's what I thought too. I was thinking like, oh yeah, like it's like an entrepreneur, obviously someone who like pulled themselves off from the bootstraps and like made this big company. Like that's self-made. Didn't take anything from anyone. They did it themselves. But then my girlfriend was like, yeah, but you could start from nothing and be super poor, work your way, like just like side hustle or like work at like McDonald's and shit, save a bunch of money, pay for your own education, get a good education, get a good job in like a good company, work your way up, become like a director or something. I would still consider that being
Yeah,
self-made.
and just
Me
never
too.
take help,
Yeah, like
kind of thing. Yeah,
yeah, like you're working a job, but like you legit came from nothing, and no one that you like came up with gave you anything. Like your parents and shit, like didn't have anything to give you.
Yeah.
You still did it everything yourself. You're working a job, but I still would consider you being self-made.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, like if you're not like a trust fund kid or whatever, just born
Yeah.
into money. Yeah,
If you're,
yeah.
if you're,
I think that's like the overlooked part of
That's a
being
good point. Yeah, that's a
self-made.
good
You know?
point.
I think self-made is there's a couple of pieces, right? One is I think you have to have been like you're describing there, basically like, you know, a once not a once in a generation, but one generation after 3 or 4 unsuccessful ones where you're able to like break through that barrier. That's a good example of self-made. Another good example of self-made, I would say, is whether or not you have a job with, the man, quote unquote. If you take an asymmetric risk and make some good decisions and do well with that asymmetric risk and it pays off, that's self-made. I think that is what most people, whether they would define it that way or not, that's basically what most people would define as self-made. Guys like Bezos, Gates,
for sure.
The garage to gala.
That's
story,
exactly
right?
what that's kind of why I wanted to have this conversation, because like everyone wants to be self-made. Like
that's like the American dream. I would say.
Yeah,
and like
there you go.
I think you always want to have like your kids say like, oh yeah, my dad was self-made. Like I think that's like an ultimate compliment. Being like a self-made man. Like of course you did it by yourself.
Yeah.
But I always thought that like you had to be an entrepreneur or you had to build your own business and shit.
It's a perspective-based concept, I would say. Like, however you feel being self-made is, like, that is a good point. Like, what Hope said, that's a pretty good...
Do you feel more or less self-made with the glasses on?
I feel like a fucking champion.
More
right now, I'll tell you that. That's about all I can feel. Do they fit my face?
Not really. They don't.
A little fucking thin.
They're tight. They're tight.
A little narrow, like every pair that I try on.
Pretty sure those... Pretty sure the ear things are not even close to going around your ear.
I know.
They're like just stuck on the side of your head.
Big old melon.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah. It really shows with a fucking fade on the side. Oh, I spent money on a haircut, too.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Good job. Mm-hmm. Good job.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, self-made. I don't think there's... Like, is there value now... Again, this is like all about the whole social standing thing among your friend group and among people who you're maybe trying to impress for whatever reason, professional or personal. But is there value in being self-made outside of that perception now? Unless you get super fucking rich.
Yeah.
If you're self-made, odds are for at least some portion of that process, you're going to be working 2 or 3 times as much as a lot of your buddies who are not self-made. Guys who are working 9 to 5 jobs.
Yeah, but I think it's different. A different feeling. Like you're not really.
I think
count down the minutes at the end of the day.
Internally,
right?
it would be.
It's what you want.
Internally, it would be. So that's
also kind of relative too. Like I come from like a fairly like middle class, maybe like upper middle class family.
Yeah.
Where like I have a job that's decent.
Yeah.
And like I would never be like I'm self-made man.
Me neither.
Me neither. But like if I was
either.
like born into poverty and I am where I am now, based on my own merit,
fucking did it.
Maybe I am like a self-made man, So I think it's all relative.
True that.
But I think about it as like I look at, let's say, like girls that I know on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're dating sons of super rich kids.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And living the life of like the rich right now.
Is it in a sense it could be self-made? Like they fucking
I guess
strategy.
The girls?
Yeah.
The girls are self-made. That's what you're getting at?
No, it's not.
I mean, like it's a move you can make, and you can live nicely if you so choose. If you have the looks to do so.
Girls are marketing their assets, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, nothing wrong
like
with that.
it's not like, I mean, yeah, you fucking hate on it, kind of, sure. Like, oh, you fucking gold digger, but fuck.
Yeah.
You don't really though.
Option,
you don't really
if I
like
married some dime piece with a fat estate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like.
I would be hitching those coattails.
I don't hate on girls for doing that.
I don't either.
Why would you?
I was just gonna say.
Are you telling me you don't market your assets when you're in the fucking dating market? You do this. You do the same shit.
Look at me
you do
right
the same
now.
shit. Yeah.
I'm ready to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look like an Avon salesman with those glasses on.
No, all I was gonna say is like,
Want to buy some skin cream?
I see them, and then like
organic.
I see like if I can get to like where they're at in like my lifetime, I'm gonna feel way better about myself than they do.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
And like
no head start.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then it gives you a sense of purpose. It
Fuck
gives you
yeah.
like I could just see all these rich kids, right? Like rich. Like I can't. What's their day to day?
I don't
What
know.
do they just have money. They don't have to worry about it. They just have it.
Let me ask you this. This is sort of in the
I
same
envy
vein.
it, but I don't.
Well, it's like and it's like oh yeah, Dad let me manage like a bunch of his properties.
That's it. That's it, right? Like you wouldn't.
set.
You don't have any skills.
There
really.
would be. Do you think
You haven't developed any skills.
if you were like I don't know, like say you're like we had that work ethics we have right now, but we were all born like
rich,
far better,
yeah,
and we wanted to be self-made for say. Would you and your dad or your mom or whatever
You can't.
just gave you
You can never be self-made of a
if
son
you
of a
wanted
rich
to,
kid.
No.
and then they just made you do it, like they forced their hand on you, like you have to take care of these. There would be like I find like with people like us, it would be like a major form of resentment being like, yeah, I've got all this money, but there's no backstory. It was just all the work's done, and I'm just maintaining. It's
unless
you're a maintenance gig,
but unless you were like really
family estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But unless you were like really, really motivated and are like, I'm gonna bring this to the next level. Like we were like, we had like $10 million maybe, but I want to make 100.
Yeah.
I want to make
that's what you have to do. That's
you know?
what you have to do. And I feel as if that is why like the systemic wealth continues, because there's people with ambition that have a great head start.
But then there's also some people that aren't, and they're just
and
like
they just run
like
it.
cool. Like
did that dog just take a shit on my lawn and she didn't pick it up?
I don't know.
Didn't
Want to
see.
go out?
That's what it looked like to me.
Excuse me, miss.
Get the fuck back over here. And,
But-
yeah, okay. So let me ask you guys this then. If you're
shit on my lawn.
if you're there's a diplomatic way to put this. I'm going to try and find it. If you're hanging out with
usually don't.
buddies who you've known a long time, like 3 of us hanging out, right? I can talk to you guys about stuff that's at like the top end of things I know and stuff that's at the bottom end of things I know. And we all still understand those things. We can talk about those things together.
Right.
Did you ever find yourself, especially in your 20s, when you're floating between friend groups? I always found this, especially when I was single and also when I was at new jobs. You go to a pub night or something, you hang out with a group of people for the first time, and you realize that the bottom end of your scale is too close to the top end of theirs on like the knowledge side of things, or something like that, right?
I've noticed that recently.
I've been in there a lot.
So what do you do in those situations? Do you?
What's be the best guy on the worst team or the worst guy on the best? Or the best
It sort of is, right?
Yeah,
but like, how do you balance that? Because sometimes you can't avoid hanging out with certain people
You
like
have
that.
to
And we all have friends like this, right?
You got to
Where-
choose. Do you like them as people?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is it just more so let's just have fun and like
Yeah.
these are good guys or good people or whatever, or are you just like like you're hanging out with idiots like that they don't have either quality? They're just idiots and they're annoying.
Yeah.
If they're good people,
yeah.
fuck it. I'm in. I don't care.
For sure, because like I love talking about stocks and I love talking about finance and shit. Obviously, as we know, like, that's why we started this podcast and shit.
Of course.
But I'm also cool with like not mentioning it all night and like having a good time,
shooting the
Just
shit,
shooting the
bring it
shit,
up.
and talking about stupid ass shit that we
Yeah.
talk about on this podcast.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that all night, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it does pose a bit of an issue when one of those people wants to talk about politics or finance or
Yeah.
something. I don't want to bite my tongue, you know? So that's where it's like, do I bite my tongue or do I not destroy this person, but totally butt heads with them and use my knowledge fully against them and or prove them wrong or get into a heated argument about it?
Didn't you just say this the other day or a couple episodes ago that like now, I mean, you just said it again tonight, but like now after doing this pod for a while, you're finding the conversations you had with like friends of yours or people you know 6 months ago, you're having them again now, but like you got a couple more
I have
bullets in the
perspective
chamber,
now.
right? Yeah.
Perspective now, yeah.
Yeah. And so like, how do you find it?
It depends.
What do you do?
It depends on their reception of my response. Like if they argue it, then I'm going in.
Well, some people probably still don't respect you for that.
Yeah.
That's fine, but that's just how. But like like the people that I'm having the conversations with know me, and they know how I'm going to do it. They know what I'm going to do. So if they're going to have that conversation with me, they know how I'm going to respond. I would imagine. If it's some random guy at the bar, if he's I don't know, if he's just like spitting thoughts, you know what I mean? He's curious, he's just asking questions or whatever, then fine, I'll let him go. But if it's some guy who's like, man, I fucking know everything, I'm not even bothering. Because it could be such a colossal waste of time. Like because you could get in there and try to prove him wrong for no valor at all.
Yeah.
It's a complete waste of time. You're like, well, that did nothing and I just wasted 2 hours and now I'm frustrated at best.
That's the
exactly.
absolute worst.
So
when
you're
you
just
get
like, well,
nothing out
that
of
was
it.
garbage. So it's kind of like up to you to address the situation and recognize the conversation's worth having. If it's something that's going to cause value to at least someone else, if not yourself, fine.
Yeah.
If not, then don't. You can have it, man.
The other side of the coin is like sometimes you have friends who, and I've been this friend before on the stock side of things. Like buddies of mine were more into stocks years ago than I was and helped me kind of get into it a little more. You know, you're the guy who wants to learn, right? And you just play the role of sponge and try and take as much of that information as you can from those guys
That's the right question.
to move into that like Goldilocks zone where you can talk to them about stuff and still talk to your buddies about stuff and
not
bring
try
other
to
people up.
win every
and-
conversation.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Trying to win
You
conversations.
just know
Yeah.
you're talking to a fucking nail.
It is a fucking pain to deal with people like that, and that happens all the
Complete pains.
time.
You just
Happens all the
don't
time.
do it. I'm like, okay, man. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. See you later. It's just like, it's just I guess a form of maturity. It's just like back like 22-year-old me, if I was doing this and I had this information, it would be way different.
Yeah.
When you're 22 and you're young and you got a big ass ego, you're full of testosterone.
Imagine
you're
getting into a fight over finance.
I know.
probably
shit.
would.
Speaking of finance, since this is a finance podcast, did you start your self-directed investing
I haven't
account?
yet.
You still didn't do it.
Fucking like,
I just had Chris over here the other night. He started
worried.
his. He got his in.
I'm just like, I want
ready.
to super bad. I just like, I haven't because I don't know what I want to buy yet. That Apple thing is tripping me out. I wanted to buy Apple, but now I'm like,
Just chill. Just chill. Buy an index fund.
yeah, I might do that.
Yeah.
Just
nothing wrong
by
with that.
safety, maybe just put it all into it.
Cash substitute, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm just really
Don't you have any?
pondering it.
What are you? Aren't you forcing the issue with this guy?
No,
No,
you
he
can't
never
force
does.
the issue with this guy. That's
No.
the thing.
No,
He's
I
gotta
mean, like,
wanna do it.
I'm gonna. Yeah, if I want to do something and I'm not sure, I'll ask. And that's like probably one of my least favorite qualities about other people is just assuming I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I want to know, I'll ask. Because like most of the times, people just start telling me shit if I'm like dumb on something, which I am a lot, and I'm okay with that. But they start telling me, I'll just immediately be like, "Yo, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking ask.
You
If
know-
I wanted to know, I would ask."
I told you. I've told you this many times on this show. I get more comments about how your questions guide the conversation in the right direction. And I said it to you last week. A lot of people think the way you do, where you don't know the answer to something, but they don't say it.
I don't care about being stupid.
Well,
I
it's
don't
not,
care
it's not about, it's not
looking
about being stupid.
either.
It's just about maybe you phrase it wrong, but like we'll get you the rest of the way,
Yeah,
and then
that's
you
what I'm asking.
and then you learn.
And
And,
it-
other people
yeah.
just sit like this, right? I don't want to ask. I
Then
don't
you're
want to
never
look
gonna
dumb.
learn.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn. That's how I learn.
That's
at work
a
every day.
huge mistake.
I have to, like-
Huge mistake.
So one of the things my foreman said to me, he's like, he pulled me, so he's like, "Hey, look, what are 3 things that you want to focus on that you want to get better at in the trade?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." He's like, "Honestly, man, this is the one piece of advice I give you. Like, I don't really have to give you this advice, but I will. Ask the fucking question. Take the lumps that you're gonna receive. Ask the question."
In your line of work, aren't you going to get those lumps regardless? You may as well
Oh my
get them,
God.
and you may as well get them and like be the bigger man. Like
I don't
take
think
some
I've
initiative.
I don't think I've
Exactly.
ever been more verbally salted than this
For
week.
sure. Those guys are all like
It was-
literally 30 years your
Oh,
senior
it
in
was
age
so-
and experience.
Man, it was the funniest fucking shit. I was laughing so much. Like, I'm just like one of these. I'm like, "Hey, man, like, don't. That's taking it a bit too far." He's like, "Wait, are you actually getting serious about this?" I'm like, "I have red hair and shitty teeth. I've grown up getting fucking burned my whole life. I don't give up. This is fucking hilarious.
Burn.
I love it, man. It's just, and it's a good. I mean, like a lot of people, probably not for everyone, but like that's how
Definitely
I
not.
learned being under pressure. Getting like you like if you fuck up, you're gonna get lipped, and I don't want to get lipped.
For sure.
So I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
I can to mitigate it, but it's gonna happen. So,
But I think that's better than them pussyfooting around. Like at my job, they're kind of like, well, like, you know, that was okay, but like
Same.
what you really should have done was
Same.
like probably this and that
Coddling.
and that. It's
kind
kind
of
of like
just tell me the
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
answer. Just
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
me,
yeah.
tell me the way to do it. Like
Yeah.
you've done it.
Don't
Exactly.
you need people at your job, and like I don't know if you're like this. I know at my job I have like 2 or 3 people that I'm pretty tight with, where if I make a mistake, they don't pussyfoot, right? They'll just call and be like, "You completely fucked this up.
Yeah.
Here's how you do it next time."
There's a
Ru-
couple guys at my job that are like that.
That's
but they're
what you
not because
need.
they're my friends. It's because they're like fucking 50 years into
Yeah,
the
they're-
job. And
Well,
they're like,
whatever.
They're like ready to retire. Like, that's what you did, man.
Done with wasting time. They're not wasting time. They want to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, so if you think this and this happens, that's going to do it? Do you think that's going to do it?
Do you like those people the best?
Yeah, they are.
Me too.
Because they usually aren't dicks after the fact. Because they like teaching you shit too.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they're just like fucking hard nosed because they've done it so much.
That's like what they do. They do like teaching you, and they love how they can fucking kind of beat you up on the way.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
That's like what they're. I don't know. That's
I
their
secretly
treat.
think old guys
earn that.
like lipping guys our age because they know they can never have our youth, but they
Yeah.
can definitely get us in
They can-
many other ways.
They can beat you down. They can bring you down. They know.
But
how
they
to
don't
do
want you to walk away with your tail between your legs
No.
either.
yeah.
it. Yeah, they want the natural succession to happen, but they
Yeah.
just would rather you because they don't want to create like a system of pussies.
Mm.
They don't want pussies. Like,
Yeah.
No.
and that's where like all these. Sorry, like these.
You didn't have beer for how long? Couple months?
Yeah.
And I've heard you fart twice tonight, probably twice lifetime.
You've heard me fart twice.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I always
Will toots.
I push him out all the time.
No, but like those guys, like they don't want like these new businesses with no, like I don't know, historical background. I guess you could say, like there's no depth to the company. It's just a brand new,
Right.
Like these guys in like what is it, that valley in San Francisco or what is it?
Silicon
Silicon
Valley.
Valley.
Silicon Valley, like those kinds of fucking these new tech companies and shit's all like, hey man, we got like a games room here and this
Mike-
and that.
Michael gets you. I was just like thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck, Mike, that was a good comment there. The depth of the company. Like I was thinking, this guy's fucking coming a long way with those things he says. And he's like, yeah, you know that valley
Yeah,
in San
fuck,
Francisco.
I'm not good with names.
What was that valley called? Silicon Valley? Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Fucking
Simi
guys.
Valley.
You knew where it was.
You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I was like, that shit, they're just like these fucking rooms where you can go and like, all you gotta do is just get the work done. Our work day starts at like, I don't know, whenever you want to show.
Whenever you
Like,
show up on your
Hey,
scooter.
everybody's cool here, man. And they
Nap
just make
pods
$1
and
billion
shit.
because their
Yeah.
company's like a fucking tech bubble company or whatever. And then there's no, I don't think that there's any real benefit to like work. Maybe there is. I don't know. This could be my ignorant view because like I don't really see it. But like I learned so much from like a fucking weathered old guy talking shit to me, and like me just wanting to like at least have his approval.
This is
Yeah,
You're describing every man's relationship with his father. That's exactly what it's like.
Pretty much, and
Yeah.
but it works like that in the field. It really does. Like,
Yeah.
you have guys you look up to, and
You throw that
who
guy
you
off
want
the
to
table.
like impress, and
Grace, you're in the video.
who
He's too big. He can't be affected.
This is my show.
It's not very effective.
But I just think I think there's more benefit like personally, like for character building. Like those
Right.
guys don't have character as where people who get like, those guys that talk to you, I don't know about your job, like the guys that give you shit about whatever.
They're and those guys are like my friends now.
It's important.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's important to have. Like you need character or like I don't know, say you leave that nice cushy job to go try to better yourself or whatever. And then you go to a job like that, you're gonna be shell shocked when you leave the first meeting.
You know where
Yeah.
else? You know
Fucking like what the fuck?
You know where
Yeah.
else you get that kind of guidance?
Go home and fucking
And
cry.
I find that I've become the guy giving this guidance in some cases now to my younger colleagues for sure, but also like sometimes the kids I coach. I find that I'm giving this advice now is in relationships where like you've kind of come out of the dating thing, and obviously like your sister and I are engaged. You come out, you just go like this. What? You come out of that. You come out of that with a lot of experience, and you realize what's important, right? And so you can like I can see when co-op kids come through the lab. These 21, 22-year-old guys,
From college.
sharp as a tack,
Academics.
engineers or
Academic.
postdocs or whatever. These guys are fucking smart. They've never been told that they're making a mistake on something, right?
Oh, yeah.
By somebody like in my shoes, right? Like with a fucking BA working an office job.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's good to give that advice. And I think it's even better when the advice works for them and you can kind of see it play out and they come to you a second time or they, talk about something else in their life that's bugging them that they've had a hard time kind of navigating.
Right.
The older you get, the more you get to give that advice. So like you don't have to be necessarily, although it is true most of the time they are like weathered 50-something-year-old guys, but you don't necessarily have to be at that phase in your life to give that advice and like get the rewards from it, right?
No. I would trust their opinion more than the guy your age.
On that,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
On that,
Yeah,
on
for
that.
sure.
Well, they've done it for decades.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they've seen the shit. They've seen it. It's experience, right?
Right.
Like guys come straight fresh out of. They're green as fuck. Like they got all the like textbook information in the world, especially if they're good at retaining, which most of them are. But then they come into a job and they're like, wait a minute, this wasn't on the exam. I don't know how to fucking handle this, and like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have like people you have to deal with, and it's way different. Like the real world is so much different.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying. It really is for somebody who has no fucking idea. That's why I was like, I was like, I maybe was like doing odd jobs when I was younger, but like the best thing I did was I took a co-op in grade 10 and I just worked in a garage.
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
just was
Like a mechanics garage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned the fucking, I was
That is a
working
good
for
job.
free and he just taught, and the shit he said, I use to this day. He's like, honestly, if I fucking come in here again and you're just standing there, go home.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm here for free, bro. He's just
Yeah.
like, I don't care. If I come in here and you're just standing around, you're not sweeping off the lifts or whatever, go home. And
Like,
then
if you can't find a way to make yourself busy in this fucking shop, that's
Yeah.
on you, man. Look
Yeah.
at this fucking place.
you like, what do you employ? And then the one time I was standing there, and the owner of the shop came out, and I had my hands in my pocket, and he starts talking to the mechanic. He looks at me, and just goes, "An employable person doesn't have hands in his fucking pocket, eh?" And I looked at this fucking guy who just finished eating like a can of sardines and a black coffee, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, there was a time that I was working in a car, and I couldn't understand what he was trying to get me to do, and it was fucking him up, and he just fucking lost it on me, and I almost cried.
Yeah.
I was so shocked. I was so scared. I was like, but it happened so early. Like, I was 15.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, I was like almost, I couldn't control my emotions. I was so serious, and I was so like,
Baked?
no, but I was incompetent.
Right.
And I hated that feeling.
The first-
fucking hated that feeling.
The
man.
first time you have a job where someone talks to you like that,
Oh, it's fucking real.
because-
Fuck
yeah, but-
especially when you're 15, you're not expected to be talked to like an adult.
but you probably don't get talked to like that at your job by your
oh, no,
superiors.
fuck no.
I don't either. But at the pawn shop, I remember Dean, one of the first times there, same shit you just said. We do not have our hands in our pockets here. You gotta be doing something. He didn't want us sitting during the shift.
Oh yeah.
He'd be like, "You don't have to sit.
He's fucking
We're evolved.
paying you.
We're evolved to stand up.
Fucking
You don't have
paying
to
you.
sit."
Well, he fucking
Do
run the
something.
place, man.
Exactly.
Of course.
And the first time you hear that, right, when he really lays into you, because I was like, he used to tell me when I first started working there, he goes, you got a lot of potential, but we can't polish bricks around here. So if you don't want to work and you don't want to do, like, you don't want to sell, you don't want to do all that stuff. I took it to heart, man. I still say to this day, that guy's the best boss I've ever had.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that you need somebody who's not afraid to tell you something, because HR will get involved.
Yeah,
Or, like,
exactly,
like
yeah.
that. That's and
Fucking
that guy knows
Shit's
how to run a
fucking waste,
business.
bro.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Especially these days, if you're an entrepreneur these days, running a small business in this climate where you can't look at somebody the wrong way
Yeah.
without being on the news, if you're able to manage in that environment, that's a guy you want to fucking tie your wagon to.
Well,
For sure.
man, imagine you were a small business owner and you walk in and your employee that you're spending your money on
Yeah.
is fucking a dog.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That's
I know.
your money wasting. You're
Out
just
the
burning
door.
your money
Yeah.
from some fucking lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You're
for
out.
sure.
No, like, fuck you. See you later.
It is, man. It's weird to think about, but yeah, you're exactly right.
You're getting paid. Get the work. It's simple as that. You're at a job. Do it.
People are afraid to say that these days, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With
Maybe not.
this-
I don't know if it's like
these
that in the
fucking
trades.
companies.
It might not be like that in the
It's
trades.
definitely not afraid to say that shit in the trades. Not
No.
coming from
Like they'll just let you
experience, really,
up.
but-
They'll just let you up.
They'll let you up.
Yeah.
And there's no HR. There might be in bigger companies, but there's not with us.
There's no way.
People you're
And what the
fighting
fuck
for
are you gonna
is
tell
probably-
HR? Oh, I didn't know anything to do. So
I have my hands in my pocket.
Whoops. They're gonna be like, yeah, you weren't doing anything. What the fuck you want us to
That's
do?
where the union comes in, puffs their chest out, and is like, hey.
Right.
But they're just like, no, we're just laying them off. We'll call them when we got work.
Do you want to? We're an hour and 10 minutes in. We got two choices. We can cut it, or we can talk about the Ontario Teachers Union's demands to go back to work.
Is that a thing? More teacher shit?
They want.
We
They
don't
got.
want to cut it yet. We're still pretty early.
They got demands.
Well, let's talk about it then.
The demands.
I don't know anything about it.
I talked to a buddy of mine.
I've also never looked into it, period. And I've had two podcasts where I've had very strong opinions.
I don't know the exact list of demands, but I know that it's something greater than.
Chris is in his eating box.
Yeah, that's usually on the table. I know it's something greater than what the kids and adults at grocery stores are getting for protection. I know they want smaller class sizes, but they don't want to also teach online. They feel like they shouldn't teach online.
I respect that.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think it's better that they don't.
That they don't teach online.
Yeah, fuck. If I was in school and they were online classes, I'd be fucking having a blast.
Yeah, but
I
that's.
wouldn't be doing anything.
but
I'd
that's-
be playing
yeah.
video games the whole fucking
But this
time.
is something that's gonna have to change. I think
Smoking
in the
dope in my
the,
room and
in the
shit.
longer term. In the longer term, this is gonna have to change.
What are you gonna do? Suspend me? I'm already home.
I know.
Yeah, true.
So
There's no discipline in that.
So they want all these things, right? And I sent out a tweet today. No response. Some fanfare. I can see how many people look at my tweets, but no response. If teachers
dicey.
if teachers want more than what the 18, 19-year-old kid at Fortino's at the checkout is getting, who's really more at risk day to day? A teacher or the kid at the checkout at Fortino's?
Well, obviously the
Fortino's.
kid is.
It's not even close, right? I just want to make sure I'm not missing something, because you guys would know. You've been the most careful about this whole thing, and you still think that the kid at Fortino's is the one who's at most risk. in that
Yeah,
situation.
for sure.
Public.
Well, he's also dealing with like hundreds of different people every day.
Right, of course, right?
Instead of like 20 of the same people. every
Yeah,
day.
yeah, and so the exposure is much greater. I can't imagine why these guys are demanding all these things they know that they don't need.
Like
And
what?
They want smaller classroom sizes so that the kids can be all spaced apart. They want like more personal protective equipment, which is fine. Give them a mask and gloves, whatever.
More personal protective equipment? What they fucking want? A hazmat suit? Give
I'm
it to
curious. I'm curious about that. If they want to, what do you want?
them. Who's pushing back on that? Who's been like, I don't know, man. That shit's pretty expensive. Like, give them some fucking earplugs and
no
shit.
No one. Like, give them, like, give them the.
Teacher's teaching too loud.
Give them gloves and the mask. The other thing that, and I won't
And
say
the face shields, whatever. Everything is like so cheap.
So I have two teacher friends that texted me the last week. It's
not in the budget.
Because I'm pretty vocal
Sorry.
about this online.
Here's a piece of plastic.
One
Wrap
teacher
it around your
one
head.
teacher friend texted me and said that he agrees that the union is really holding good teachers back from getting back to work because the worst among them, like always, the union is the most vocal thing for the worst members they have.
Yes.
Another teacher texted me and said, if you want to see what it looks like to break quarantine, go to too many parties, be at the liquor store all the time, look no further than teachers in Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
And so
like younger teachers?
I would guess older teachers too, Mike.
What, just partying and just carrying
they're-
on?
you know, the same people who are telling you
dancing.
the same people who are telling you that they can't go to school to teach a bunch of 8-year-olds are the ones who are, you know, cruising to the liquor store and going to barbecues and shit.
I would imagine that's probably the same everywhere, though.
It is-
Like, you can't really just isolate teachers.
I'm not saying it's only teachers, but also, is anyone at this table saying they can't go back to work unless they refuse to?
frothing at the mouth.
You know
to
what
get
I
back to
mean?
work.
I'm going to work 2 hours a day right now, just covering for another guy at work, running the stores room because I just want to be at work.
Is that why you needed some sleep? You needed to work for 2 hours today?
I've been working out at 6 a.m. It's fucking brutal.
I know a teacher that is going back to work in September because she works for a private school, right?
Yeah, were we talking about that?
We did talk about this, yeah. But I don't know if I mentioned that what they're doing. They said so like she's a homeroom teacher as is, but basically they're taking away gym.
Hold on. What is homeroom? Is like the
Like
was it-
core
It's like
or whatever?
math,
first
English,
period core
and
stuff.
Core,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
math, English, fucking whatever.
Science.
Not science.
Maybe
I'm
Not
just
like
saying.
science.
social studies?
Yeah. History and like that shit.
Okay.
So it's like all like the core classes,
I think
and
it was
then
called like language.
I haven't
shit.
heard the term homeroom in a long time.
Yeah. You have your
So they're-
base teacher.
yeah, so she's a
Okay.
homeroom. So like basically, usually how it works is you go to homeroom, but then you go off to go to do science, then you go off to do
Yeah.
art, and you go off to do gym.
Yeah.
So now the science, art, and gym teachers, they're not doing that. All those teachers are gonna be homeroom teachers. So their classroom sizes are only 10 students, and all those other teachers are teaching homeroom, and they are with them all day. So that homeroom teacher is now teaching gym, science. I mean, I'm probably not French, but
Do you remember that transition as a kid?
what?
When you went from like the same teacher for
Having to travel to classes?
to interlock?
Yeah,
Like, I gotta go.
What's
fucking-
interlock?
When you gotta travel.
Yeah, travel.
Travel classroom.
Travel classroom. There's a name for that too. I fucking forget what it is.
Rotary.
Like, holy shit! Yeah, it's
Rotary,
Rotary. It's
yeah.
Rotary. You're like, holy fuck, this is crazy. I gotta
It
go
is
see
crazy.
another room.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
I
in
loved
grade
it too. It
9,
was
but I hated
awesome.
it in
It was-
grade 12.
It was crazier.
When it was done.
But like grade,
in grade
it was
12.
different. Like in grade 8, because you would do Rotary, but then like grade 9, it was even different because you were with different people
every
in different
time. Yeah, that
classes.
was fucking
And the
great.
travel time was like short for sometimes a big gap. Like I remember at Brebeuf, some of the gaps between like the math hall and on the second floor. If you had to go from there to gym,
Yeah,
you know, even if you don't go to your locker, you're still going to be close to that 3 minutes.
right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you have to go to your locker, get your shit, change,
hustle.
Dude,
hustle out to the
then
gym
in
floor.
and then in like college and university, it's like I have to get there in 3 minutes, and it's 3 kilometers away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck.
College 3 minutes. What? Really?
Well, I wouldn't know college. Well, I mean, yeah, I had some classes that fucking overlapped.
Oh, we never did that.
It was fucked.
we
but
had
don't you make your own
15 minutes.
schedule?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like if you wanted to hit this lecture, it was like this. My fucking class goes 5 minutes
No, I'm good,
overlap
I'm
into
good.
this class, and you're late every time.
Oh, the fridge is open again.
Man,
I thought you were offering me a beer.
see, fucking,
God bless you, Will.
fucking snitch.
Holy shit, left it open again.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't think I ever had a problem with overlapping classes, but I remember when I first went to university, the first thing I thought was like, oh my god, you're telling me I get to go to class? First of all, I don't have to get up until like 9 o'clock. My first class is at 10. It's like 1 hour political science, which is my favorite subject. I remember in first year when I was economics, I still love political science more than anything else. And then I had another class at like 3 o'clock. Fuck, what am I going to do? Play basketball,
Kill
eat
time. Kill
lunch,
time.
hang out,
I know.
do whatever I want, make friends.
Fuck.
Definitely not do any work. I almost flunked out.
My college experience was so much different. I fucking every time after class, if I had time, I'd go right to the fucking library.
Yeah?
Like right to the library. I had to because it was so much work. You just had to. I didn't have time, and it wasn't like university. I feel is more spread out. Like you have 4 years.
University, people say college is easier than university, and it's for like
College is just a lot of work. It's not like the
They say it. They say it's easier. And they say it's for like
college?
they say college
It's
for
definitely easier.
They
There's
say
just
it's
more
for
work.
like the dumb kids. I completely disagree. University was extended adolescence. It's
Pretty
just
much.
nothing but partying
You
with
could
a
hack
little
it
bit
out.
of class.
You could hack it out.
Exactly. I don't think you can do that in college. I really don't
I
think
didn't
you can do
party
it.
once in college.
I don't think you
I had
can.
a fucking rough go in university.
Did you?
To be perfectly honest, yeah.
You were in
yeah.
engineering.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
like 6 classes in a semester. It
Yeah,
was like
not me.
pretty fucked,
Not
to
me.
be honest. For
Boys.
some points,
I had no
Not
fucking
me.
time, and it wasn't like the curriculum wasn't like extremely difficult. It was just a lot. It was just like, here, have all this work and
Yeah.
have it done soon.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I'm like sitting there, like I see guys in like other programs are going and hanging out in the lounge or playing foosball. Like we'd be lucky if we could play a
Legit?
game of fucking foosball,
Yeah,
and then we'd be like, well, I guess we're going to the library. We got a
that's
quiz
how I
due,
fucking
and-
felt too. Like I was in engineering, and like I had friends that were in like.
But you
other
worked out twice a
programs.
day though.
Yeah, first year.
Well,
that
that's
was all I would do.
priorities,
That's
right?
like legit all I would do. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, then I'd see friends in other programs like, yeah, we're going out tonight. I'm like, man, I got fucking so much shit to do. What the fuck you mean you're going out
Homework, I
tonight?
gotta be in
I went out
early.
enough
It's
that
like a Wednesday night. Everyone's like going out and shit. It was
I went
All
out-
our beers.
Yeah,
I went out
yeah.
enough in university that one time I gave a kid a year younger than me my old driver's license, and the bouncer at Big Bucks like saw me in the hallway and handed it to me. He's like, "You go there too often for us to use
fall for this?
For us to give
Oh,
this to
yeah.
someone else."
I
Yeah,
know you.
the guy's
True.
name was Nico. The guy I gave it to,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, okay. And I saw Nico like the next day. I'm like, why don't you tell me the ID got taken? You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He just told me he had a good time, you dummy.
Man, I used my buddy's ID. We both used his ID same night. He went in like he gave me his old ID. He went in like 4 people in front of me, and then I
Prime.
went like 4 people behind him, and like we
Prime.
both got in. It was fucking jokes.
Prime.
And they don't
Yeah.
care. They're like, fuck, whatever. Get in there.
I never went to a bar underage. You went to a bar underage?
That was the only time. The second time, we didn't even look alike. We look nothing alike. It was me and Zach Anderson.
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys don't look alike.
Not at all. The bouncer must have been like, yeah, but yeah,
Sure,
we're way out of
fine.
capacity.
Yeah,
Get the
whatever.
fuck in
We
here.
Yeah.
need the money. Get in there and risk it.
Yeah.
Risk it for the
This guy's got a
biscuit.
Gucci Man tee on. He's probably not gonna spend any money.
Gucci
Get the
Man
fuck
tee.
in there, man.
I wanted one of those Gucci Man ice cream cone T-shirts pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I want one of those. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Think
never
about it.
really like college. I wish I partied more. I wish I was like more in that. I miss that.
It wasn't really a party school, to be
No,
fair.
it was,
Yeah,
and he
Mohawk.
lived at home
it
and
was,
shit.
It was
Yeah.
a technical school. It was like
Yeah.
all guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Hamilton, like, where are you going to party? You're either going to the Arnie or you're going to Hess. Like, there's only
we
two
were in
options,
Stony
right?
Creek.
Oh, yeah,
So
true.
there was like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
we're gonna go get a beer. I'm like, why? And
But-
then what? I'm gonna go to sit in class tired and drive home.
I
It's a
know.
terrible idea.
I
Like,
hate drinking.
I don't
thing
want to
about that,
fucking
it's
do that
like-
at all.
all those kids probably lived at home for the most part. There's not like a huge like student like area,
There's
right?
no student housing.
Not
there.
out there.
None.
Not out there.
Yeah,
Zero. Everyone
exactly.
drove in or took the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody
Yeah.
fucking drove in. It was shit.
Yeah, like where I went to school, it was like a huge student presence. So like, you're going there. I'm living there as a student. Everyone's going out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Student
You wanna go out,
housing-
you just go.
Student housing is like it's honest to God, the most disgusting development for post-secondary education. Like, it's good to live away from home, but holy fuck, student housing is just so bad for your education.
You couldn't sit on a
Yeah.
couch in a student home without it just being covered with empties. That was just like a
Empties.
baseline.
Yeah.
There would be like cig butts and popper bottles.
I was gonna say our
and this
house is
and
way
that.
like we only live with 3 guys.
Yeah,
One of them was Drake though,
yeah.
so it was a mess a lot of the time. But it wasn't that bad. Like,
How
it
are your
wasn't bad.
washrooms?
pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Also, me and Drake and Resick, we were all like taking supplements and shit. So
Yeah.
like, if you
Everything's
didn't
sticky.
Sub
you-
graveyard.
if you didn't fucking flush the toilet, you're getting all that shit out in your piss, and it's just like sitting on this. It's just
Oh yeah.
who doesn't have to buy a new
flush the
toilet?
toilet?
I don't know.
How does that
All of us
happen?
probably.
I don't think
If it's yellow.
I don't even remember
Yeah.
the last time I didn't flush the toilet.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We definitely were just like, yeah, letting him mellow, and especially in fucking in our
Man.
student house.
Dude, when you guys were doing the sup graveyard,
Sub graveyard, yeah.
they just keep all their empty supplement containers and just see. Like, I
the
remember
basement?
that's when I was like, because I wasn't living with you guys, but I was always keeping tabs. Like, me and Darren would be walking to the fucking gym every day, hit a PR. Texting Will and Drake.
Yeah, of course.
Yo, I did this. And then I'd be like fucking looking, like, hey, this is my sub graveyard. I just kept them all. I had so many taking pictures. Be like, I was so fucking, we were so competitive with you guys because it helped tons. Like, we got fucking
Fuck yeah, it
jacked.
did.
When I met your sister, when I was like talking about you, like, because I'd not really gotten to know you yet, I remember your sister told me like, Michael's like, he's working out, he's doing some boxing. It's so gross. Like, everything in the car is sticky from his supplements, and just like I remember thinking, I just remember thinking,
I know exactly why.
Yeah, and it's just like because he's making it in the car, or he's like drinking it in the car.
Using the fucking Popeyes cup. It didn't have a suction at all. So you do this, and your hand would be covered in Super Pump.
I had
Fucking
this one
gross.
pre-
Covered in what? Super Pump.
No, I had this one.
no.
I had this pre NO Explode.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you put it in a Popeyes
Not
cup.
White Rush.
No, not White Rush. NO Explode. You put it in the Popeyes cup, and this is the worst thing that fucking
It's a
ever
joke.
happened to me.
Has this happened to me too? I know.
You shake it up, and there's something in it, and then you just see the lid on the Popeyes cup, like
ballooning.
ballooning. You're like, what's going on? Shake it, just go to fucking use this. Boom!
Was it
explodes.
carbonated, fizzy? Like what?
Yeah.
Might as
Oh,
well,
okay,
dude.
okay.
Fucking
I think it
boom,
was.
all in my face, so much, poof, everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
all I did was just like, I was like, what the fuck? I was leaving my front door, and there was a mess everywhere. No one was home. I just went to the kitchen, just put water on my face, made a new one, and then just left.
You got to put your finger over the top.
I didn't know I had no idea that could happen.
I'm
It was just like
honestly-
powder and water.
I'm honestly
I know,
amazed
I
at the
know.
number of people I still see in the gym, like shaking those supplement cups.
Oh yeah.
That being said, today I should say,
I'm gonna do it.
today is the 14th day in a row I've gone to the gym.
Nice.
Oh,
Holy
fuck, eh?
So I got to fucking start.
No.
I was saying to your sister's day, Mike, I'm like, I'm dead at 1:00 today. I've never been so tired in my life. I had to sleep for like
14
an hour
days
and
in
a
a
half.
row is a lot.
Tomorrow's gonna be
39.
Tomorrow's gonna be 32. Tomorrow's gonna be 15 in a row.
You're doing it.
Yeah, I'm
Why don't you
fucking
take a
booked.
rest?
I'm
You-
booked all week. You can only go for an hour.
Yeah, but that's
So-
you can still dummy yourself in an hour.
You
Yeah,
rip
you're the
it-
one that's saying how tired you
rip
are
it.
at
You
one.
rip it for an hour. You eat pretty well.
You're still a
and
meathead,
then
eh? Even at 48 years old, you're still a meathead.
I gotta stay shredded. I gotta get. As soon as the wedding is done,
rest
I'll
is
fucking
important.
start eating
Oh, let her
Doritos
go,
every
eh?
day.
No,
Fuck,
it's not
I don't
what you
care.
eat. Like this, I'm just saying, like you're fucking old and brittle.
There's a
You're gonna
guy-
get hurt.
There's a guy who listens to this podcast who lives in the neighborhood somewhere, and
Is
he's
he in the
like,
neighborhood
he wants to. He's like, I want to work out with you guys. I didn't answer his
We
comment.
didn't
I
even
only
work out together.
That's what I said. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, we don't even work out together. But what advice do you have for people who want to maybe? I don't know if he's working out now or not working out. But let's
We're gonna
say
transition this into a workout podcast and then just host
It
workouts.
usually is the finishing kind of thing.
2 whites of blue and a workout podcast.
2 whites and a wife beater. And a shaker cup.
2 whites and a shaker cup. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what advice do you have for this guy who's really of like an unknown age?
From
Unknown.
what?
What does he want to know?
He wants
What?
he wants to work out.
out.
He wants to work out with us, but we can't work out with him. Obviously, one because I don't work out with anybody, and 2 because we don't even work out together. The 3 of us.
And
So-
COVID.
yeah, and COVID.
I mean, I get it. I get the allure of it. Like I've
The allure of working out, or the allure of working out with us.
Well, yeah, well, because we're
Whoa.
fucking, we get in there and we hit it. But like, I get that. Like, I mean, yeah, because like a lot of people, they don't want to do it like a personal trainer thing. I'm one of those fucking people. Like, I had the luxury at least of working out with my friends when I started.
Right.
Now it's like I know what I want to do. I don't really want to fucking veer off the track. And you're the same way. Like,
Well, I can't imagine not knowing what to do when I go to the
yeah,
gym,
exactly.
you know?
So, like, I get it. Like, I mean, it makes sense to want to work out with somebody who knows and somebody who's not really fucking around. Not like somebody who's like, oh, hey, like, you should do this because I did it and it's worked for me. Like, it's like a
Right.
weird thing like that. It's like you want to work out with a guy who's just doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I get it, but it's tough because a lot of the people that are doing that don't want to work out with people. It's
Right.
not a social thing, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's weird. You don't want to be slowed down. You don't want to be impeded by.
I do
some
actually.
rookie.
I hate that more than anything in the
which
world.
is shitty
Yeah.
because like we have a lot of a lot to offer in that sense. But
I'm going with a guy right now. New Barry and I have been going for.
Yeah.
This will be our third weekend
if
going.
a guy approached me, like I say the same thing every time. I say, "Here's the deal, man. I'm going at this time. If
Yeah.
you want to go with me, this is when I'm there.
Yeah.
I have no problem interacting with them.
That's
there
pretty
and
much
helping
what
them.
I do when I
can
work.
do- you can do my
work out with
workout.
someone.
I'm not living my life based around your life. If you want to be there, this is when I'm going. If you want help, ask for it. I have no problem giving it, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, like, hey, you want to work out? Hey, you want to, like, hey, I'm going. Like, you want to go now or should we go later? I'm like, no, I'm going now.
Well,
This is
like-
my routine, my regimen.
I'm the same way because I go to work, and whenever I get to work dictates when I get to the gym.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, when I get to work, it's like, okay, cool. I'm going straight from work to the gym. So, if I get to work at 8,
You gotta
I'm like,
put in
I'll
your
be
8 and then-
I'll be at the gym at 5:30.
Yeah.
You know? If you want to go at 6, you're going to be half an hour late because I'm
not
going there
waiting.
for 5:30 because
fucking waiting.
what am I going to go home for half an hour and then go to the gym? Fuck that. I'm going to go straight to the gym.
I'm not waiting, and I have no problem making you wait.
Other thing now
Yeah.
too is that, and we ran into this last week. Barry was late because of some mask mishap. But basically, like if you only have an hour to work out now.
Right.
The booking is an hour. So if you show up late, I'm already 10 minutes through. I'm not
not
going
waiting.
backwards
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
workout.
Waiting.
Like,
Yeah,
I got the hour to go. I got to get everything
And
in.
if you want to join me, it's at my pace, and we're getting it done.
Exactly.
If you don't like it, I don't care.
To his credit, he was a bit whiny. I don't know if he listens to the show. He was a bit whiny the
Sounds
first.
like to his credit.
He was
credit.
he was a bit
Pretty
whiny.
whine.
He was a bit
Pretty
whiny
whine,
the
baby.
first week. Last week he was pretty good, and I'm expecting him tomorrow to be even better. Because I told him, I mean, you guys probably agree with this, but tell me if you don't. For a first time workout guy, it takes about a month to see a physical difference.
Quick,
Oh, at least, I
would
The
say.
beginning
About
are quick.
about a month, yeah. So like he's tomorrow's the beginning of week 3.
If
So
you
I
go
told him,
every day for a month, then you you probably see a difference.
Yeah.
And if your diet is like okay, but I would say like you're not going to see much though.
Dude,
You'll
I didn't
see something,
anything
though.
for 4
Yeah, maybe.
years, man.
get out of here,
When I
really?
first started, yeah. Well, you don't see it. I didn't see it.
Well, because you see yourself every single day,
Every day.
so it's like if
I'm
you took
looking.
a picture from day one
Yeah.
to the end,
Which
then
I
yeah,
never did.
yeah.
I didn't see anything, and I was just like, I remember
You don't see it get in the shower. That's the
even like it just
the measuring
don't-
stick,
I
right?
don't notice it until I'm drunk walking home looking at my shadow. I'm like, oh fuck, I did all right.
I never ever.
Because you
did
didn't know,
that.
like even to this day, looking at myself now and looking at myself back then, in my head, I look the same.
I don't have a shadow.
You're Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fuck, that's
because you're
crazy.
so fucking young, eh?
You're so brittle and weak. You're just fucking transparent.
Just refuse to grow up.
Your skin is just see through now.
Oh, that's what it
Old
is.
man,
Yeah.
them old men.
No,
So
the shower,
anemic,
the
the sun
shower,
goes right
the
through
getting
you.
out of the shower is the
Okay.
measuring stick. That's the fucking
Stay a
measuring
while.
stick.
I don't know. You said
Listen.
that before, but I don't know if I agree with that because you see yourself getting out of the shower every single day. Also,
So,
It's a stupid thing to do to look at yourself every day and compare. Like
did you just drop a Diablo 2 reference?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, of
Deckard
course you
Cain?
did.
That's what you look like.
Stay a
I am
while
Deckard
and listen.
Cain. Stay a while and listen. But fucking no, I mean like I would never recommend anybody if you're working out to like pay attention and really judge yourself every day because you're never gonna see shit.
no, exactly.
Never. Like I still don't see it.
You can't see the forest through the trees.
You don't see
That's right.
if you do shoulders, you don't notice when you
Notice
get
a
home.
pump, yeah.
Yeah. So like
Of
that's
course you
something
see
that
the pump.
but that drives beginner gains, right?
Oh yeah, the pump
that-
is the pump is huge.
Yeah.
But like the pump isn't real. That's seeing yourself at an ideal.
And you'll never get there.
No.
Either. That's the
you
problem.
look the best, and it's so temporary.
What do you mean? What do you mean you never get there? Are you telling me really that, especially in like your 20s, you're pre-drinking, you go for your shower, you get out of the fucking shower, and you're not like fucking pumped?
But you'll never look the way you do when you're pumped. Even
No, never. It goes away. You deplete your
Like, you'll never be
your
that
muscles lose the
vascular.
blood.
Yeah.
I've heard. I won't name a name because this is like a guy a lot of people know, but I've heard that.
a lot of people know.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Listen to this podcast.
I'm sure that someone who knows him listens. I'm sure. I've heard that if you have a scoop of Nutella before you go to the bar, or like a mouthful of whipped cream,
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
after a workout.
the
Before you go to the
glucose
bar.
spike.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
What do they
The
call
sugar,
that?
Yeah, or dextrose.
Yeah. But it's the
Well, it's like yeah.
I don't know what
it's
does it.
sugar. If
It is
if
sugar,
you're gonna
right? Yeah.
eat sugar, eat it after a workout. That's when.
Oh fuck
everybody
yeah!
said. Like, if
I
I'm
used, to
gonna
eat
do
I used to eat a ton of sugar after my workout.
Really?
it's
Yeah,
it's insulin spike is what it is.
Insulin spike.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Sugar after your workout?
Yeah.
It just,
For looks, maybe, but not for health.
I think it is.
Really?
I think it's for good for building muscle
man,
and stuff.
bodybuilders backstage, like on certain like probably low level competitions. I don't know about the fucking the king guys, but like They would drink like bottles of wine.
Red wine. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good
Really?
for your vascularity.
Super good. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Weird shit like that, just to look good. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean
It's not
anything.
longevity.
Doesn't
It's
mean
for the
anything.
next 20 minutes
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah, the
It
competition.
doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like that's like looking at your pump, being like, yeah, I'm huge.
Yeah.
But then you look at yourself in the morning, you're like, fuck, why didn't I look as good as I looked last night? Because you were pumped.
But the other side of that coin is you don't notice the gains, but other people notice them.
Yeah, that's the
fuck
best
yeah,
part.
for sure. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't fucking post anything about it. I don't give a shit. I just do it. And then when, like we've talked about it, if someone says, "Hey man, like you look fucking huge," I'm like, "Thank you, man. That's what I do it for
Yeah.
that one thing right
Yeah.
there. You said
Yeah.
it. You noticed. Okay, I'm doing something right."
I mean, you do it for other stuff too.
well, you're
but-
your harshest critic, right?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for advice for that guy, if you want to do it, then fucking do it and go head down. Like if you want to join with people that are like working out properly and working hard, you cannot just go half-ass and be like, "Yeah, I'll be a bit late," and like I'm not
Yeah.
fucking whatever, man.
This is the time to
See you
start
later.
working out, right? September, where you're not gonna have to get your shirt off anytime soon because pool season's basically done. You got 6 months,
yeah,
7
exactly.
months
Yeah, yeah.
to build the monolith,
Yeah,
right?
fuck yeah.
Hyperbolic time
totally.
chamber.
Yeah.
Winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it, but like I don't give a fuck about it to be honest anymore.
So okay, we'll close off. Any parting thoughts on the Bitcoin price action last little while? Anybody? Pretty good.
Don't give a fuck
Things
about
are,
it. Really.
things are pretty good.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well,
Yes.
everyone,
Is
let's
that
just
it?
make our cash stretch like giraffe necks and get the hell out of here.
Good night.